exact same service on the exact same towers with better customer service. That's because they're based right here in the U.S., all for half the cost.
There's simply no need to spend $85 or $100 per person on your wireless bill, not when you can get unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month.
The average size family of four saves about $1,000 a year with Pure Talk while enjoying America's most dependable 5G network. There's no contract, no activation fee. You can even keep your phone and your number. Switch to Pure Talk by dialing pound 250 and say the keywords Clay and Buck. Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keywords Clay and Buck, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month with Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan.
The Kimmer Show is only live on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home. Speaking of which, I went to Walmart last night. I love the music, the odd couple there. And I sent you a picture. You're such a mashed potato guy.
Yes,
you just
I did
found
see that.
out that Idahoan. Yeah. Idahoan has got together not only with Tapatio to get hot mashed potatoes.
I can't believe it.
There's 4 different flavors, by the way.
That's unbelievable.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Abraham Lincoln was the first. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News, and Jimmy Carter will be the 13th president to lie in State of the Capitol Rotunda for the public to pay their respects. His body arrived at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland on a flight from Atlanta, where people have been paying their respects since Saturday. Fox's Mark Meredith at the arrival ceremony.
The first stop today for President Carter's casket is going to be over at the U.S. Naval Memorial before he makes his way over to the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. We're going to see some of the dignitaries have a chance to pay their respects in the Capitol this evening before they're opened up to the public at 7 o'clock tonight till midnight. And then the public will also have a chance tomorrow to pay their respects as well throughout the day before the funeral over at the National Cathedral.
That's Thursday morning, then back to Georgia for burial in a family plot. President-elect Trump announces investment in new data centers in the United States by a development company in the United Arab Emirates founded by a Trump family business partner.
DMAC will be investing at least $20 billion over a very short period of time into the United States, and they may go double or even somewhat more than double that amount of money.
Trump at that press conference in Florida says it's good news. A federal judge in Florida has blocked pending appeal the release of special counsel Jack Smith's final report on 2 Trump investigations. An appeals court in New York, though, refuses to pause Trump's Friday sentencing on criminal hush money charges. The House passes its first bill of the new Congress, the Laken Riley Act.
Dozens of Democrats join with all House Republicans in supporting the bill named after the 22-year-old Georgia nursing student whose convicted killer was in the U.S. illegally. The bill would require ICE to detain illegal immigrants accused of burglary or theft.
It's just good, solid policy that needs to be into effect now.
Republican Mike Collins of Georgia is the bill's author and has been in contact with Laken Riley's family.
It's Fox's Ryan Schmelz in D.C. A Senate vote's expected later this week. America's listening to Fox News.
This month and every month, we remember the over 66 million babies whose lives have been senselessly sacrificed on the altar of abortion. Surely, the left doesn't understand the repercussions of a land that takes the blood of the innocent. And that should only motivate us more to save more babies and their moms. Preborn is a network of clinics, and they fight every day to save more babies and more moms. To date, they've rescued over 300,000 babies' lives by introducing a mom to her child on an ultrasound. That baby's chance at life doubles. Preborn showers moms and babies with God's love and assistance for up to 2 years. So when they shout abortion, we shout life. Let's save more babies this year than last. One ultrasound is just $28, and only $140 will help rescue 5 babies. All of the gifts are tax deductible. So donate securely. Dial pound 250. Say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby. Or go to preborn.com/Beck. Preborn.com/Beck. Sponsored by Preborn.
look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer and sports rack on tour extraordinaire. All of a sudden, I can't hear anything of the thing there. With Pete Davis, floundered the controls of mechanical wrangling. Your Tuesday, look out. All right, boys. Oh, my God, we got an N, we got an O, we got an E, and we got an L. It's a Noel. It's a Noel here with the Noel program thing. Holding in for the mountains of Macon. Ready for snow time? Are you snowing up there now? What's the deal there, Pete Davis?
Well, first of all, happy Orthodox Christmas. It's Christmas Day.
That's right. It's the 13th day of Christmas, actually, which would be the non-12th day. Yes, sir.
It's a beautiful day. It's nice outside. It's cold, but the sun's shining. Yeah. It's a perfect day to crawl underneath your car and just
how do you mean?
Around.
Golly, Pete, what presented you to crawling underneath your car action there, sir?
I managed in the darkest of night last night with the sleet coming down to put 1/4 of my car into a ditch.
A ditch, ladies. You know, they used to have headlights on a Porsche, and now I guess they couldn't afford to have the update for the bright lights, or what? What do you mean? You ran into a ditch? My God, man! I mean, what is some chicken there? You're trying to bother you while you're shifting gears, or what? Geez, huh?
She had the wrong gear.
Yeah. Hello. Hey.
It's a sliver. It's
Slivering.
a sliver. It's about 3 feet deep, and it's about a foot wide, and it swallows up a tire like nobody's business.
Man.
And I should have seen it, and I didn't see it. I was in a hurry. I was bringing lime pear salad, and I was so proud of making the lime pear salad, and then I put the car in the ditch.
Well, so there goes your undercarriage, or alignment, or a bust a wheel, or what had. So you pushed it out by yourself. I'm sure you just kind of towed it out by yourself with a rope or something.
I levitated it like Magneto from the X-Men. Yeah, that was just me out there doing it. Jesse, the fine tow guy, came out, and it took us about an hour, but we managed to get it out. Thank God it wasn't 2 tires, because we've never gotten the sucker out. But it's just I crawled underneath it.
See what the damage was?
Tear it, but did a little bit of scraping to the undercarriage. No, the oil pan's protected up underneath the barricade. So it took put a couple dents in it, and it basically scratched it, but it didn't pierce it.
That's why it's there.
That's why it's there.
And of course, when you have a Porsche, if you want to get an oil change, it takes 4 days, and they have to take the engine out of the car, ladies and gentlemen. It's an incredible feat of for $4,000 every 3 months. It's a tremendous
once a year
maintenance program.
Once a year,
jeez.
They lift it in the air.
Take the freaking engine out.
They literally take the engine out to change the oil.
Get the oil check.
God. I have never, to this day, seen the engine.
I can't. I haven't. In fact, hold on, Flounder.
There's a unicorn in there. I don't know.
Well, in fact, I'll remind you of a story that I was so embarrassed about. First of all, Flounder, what's in the last 24 hours? Any newness with you and lovely Miss Veronica? Oh, he's busy. He's doing so. Never mind. He's got stuff to do. Luckily.
Sorry. All right. Good evening.
Hi. No, I was just saying, anything new with you and Miss Veronica in the last 24 hours? I'm going to give an update on some really good news here in a second. First,
same old.
Okay, excellent, sir. And by the way, I'm going to ask you a wedding question shortly. First of all, I want to get to this other thing. On my car, I talked about new cars. I used to do my own oil changes up until 1973. My last car I did an oil change on was a Oldsmobile Cutlass, and I used to do oil changes. Hell, I changed brake pads with a buddy of mine. Helped me change brake pads. I did points, plugs, condenser, all that. I'll bet, Pete, have you ever done that, Pete Davis? Points, plugs, condenser.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So
not to that.
Yeah. Well, as you know, back in the '60s, that's what we did that, and then all of a sudden, all the pollution gear came on. All right, so this several months ago, I was in the parking garage. My battery was dead. Couldn't start the car. Luckily, my car crackhead engineer was in the parking lot, and I said my battery's dead. And he had a jumper, so he brought his car over to jump my car, and I didn't know where anything. I didn't know where anything was. It's all covered. I mean, you can't. I mean, honest to God, you don't know where anything is. What do you got there? Oh, that's the
my
ditch.
friend Dave.
Oh, that's the ditch.
No, my friend
Memorial
Dave
ditch.
this morning, he went outside and built this complete with concrete in the ground, wooden posts.
God, he does.
And they've named it the Honorary Davis Blockade.
Oh, we need to put that on Facebook. Yeah, the blockade, the Davis block. Oh my God, that's hysterical. I tell
a
you.
monument to safety.
Magnificent.
Right?
Magnificent, I say. 308, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? 404-741-1230. 741-1230. We got a whole bunch of news stuff going on here, including Donald. I'm working home until I come into work, although I left early because one of my ear rockets got stuck in my ear canal. I pulled out my ear things last night to plug them in, to charge them up. Well, only one of them came out, and the other ones were stuck somewhere in my ear. And so I'm using a pair of scissors. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. And so we got all that stuff, and everything's fine.
It should slide right out with those earwax. It should slide,
that they've been done work. Anyway, so I was at home, and Donald Trump had another news conference, wide-ranging. He introduced a billionaire supporting him and stuff, investing in America, which is great. And then he took questions. God, I love this. I mean, and again, there's something different about it. This year, since this campaign and this last year, all of a sudden, it's like I just love watching him handle the stuff. I mean, it's just really cool. It just seems real and sincere and positive and happy. And there's a lot of stuff going on about the changes and what's going on in America, including one of our top stories is going to be John Fetterman. We used to call him Lurch. All of a sudden, the guy's making a hell of a lot more sense than probably 90% of the Democrats you know today. I mean, it's just unbelievable. What the hell happened? I don't like it because he's going to start getting real freaking popular. They're going to run him for president. Oh, my God, remember when they thought about it before when he was wearing nothing but hoodies? And they said, yeah, he'd make a great president. Remember that when he first came out? Well, he was still in a freaking coma. And they said, oh, he'd make a great president. Well, now he might. He's going to try to. Oh, my God. Anyway, so we got that helping the Laken Riley bill. In the Georgia case of the girl. Anyway, so we got all that stuff. And Donald Trump's thing. And Meta's changing and doing because of Donald Trump. McDonald's doing stuff because of Donald Trump. Canada's doing stuff. I mean, we got all that stuff. Okay, first of all, I want to recap a story that just makes me smile. Yesterday, we told you the story about a woman whose name we will not use. I mean, I could, but we won't because she's a little embarrassed. I think she doesn't want any special treatment, she said. She's been a listener for years and years. And she was on sick leave. She was hurt. She had surgery. She couldn't work. Then she went back and at a pay cut. Her refrigerator broke. Her upright freezer broke. They tried to replace some parts from 40 years ago at Sears and stuff. 2 days before Christmas, then her stove broke down. It's a 40-year-old Sears gas stove with oven that was broken, and she said, I've got enough food in my freezer that still works to be able to eat for another month or two, but in case anybody has a used stove, like doing a rehab at a house or something, I'd be willing to pay $200 or $300 I can afford for somebody's used stove, gas stove and oven, and if you could have it delivered somewhere in Kennesaw, my friend will deliver it and put it up. I'm thinking, oh my God. I mean, so I mentioned this yesterday on the show, and boom, pow. People started calling and helping and so forth, and I'm going to call you the stove lady. I think we have some very good news for you, among other things. Well, first, a couple of things. I got a very nice note here, which kind of faked me out for a minute. On my phone popped up with a 5-digit number, and it said, Donnie and Julie, we'd like to pay $50 to help that lady with a stove. We love you guys, 30-year listeners. And then, so I tried to reply back, and it said, Venmo does not recognize your request. And I said, well, I didn't know, I don't have Venmo. So now I'm thinking, how do I get their $50 to this lady? And anyway, so we'll figure it out. But again, I mean, isn't that funny that I don't know what to do with it? I don't know how to get that $50 to her, and it didn't come to me. I don't have a Venmo account that I know of. Anyway, so but that's one of the.
Yeah, actually, you do.
Is that the podcast thing?
Yeah, but probably was. So
you used to.
You used to. So Pete, you may want to check the Venmo account.
Oh, okay. Plus, we haven't checked the last month anyway, did we? Last two.
Do you remember? Do you remember the password?
No. Well, we've been making almost $100 a month now for the last 3 months. So almost $100 a month. Anyway, so I get that for it. But first of all, the stove lady, guess what? We have heard from some very nice people. And in fact, I don't even have all their names, Flounder, but the ask for Pamela let's say you ask for this number. The people who run or own the Parkway Used Appliances in Cobb County in Marietta have come through. Parkway Used Appliances, they're on Canton Road in Marietta. Parkway Used Appliances is, and they've gotten in touch with us to get in touch with the stove lady. Well, stove lady, guess what? They're going to take care of your issue with the stove. You're going to be getting another stove. Oh, guess what? Also, they're also giving you a refrigerator.
So a kind gentleman by the name of Bob Perkins reached out to me via email, and he is going to pay for the refrigerator. And so a lot of people helping out. Very nice.
Wow. I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, it's just wow. So there, and again, what a story! I mean, the poor lady said, "I've been a listener for years and years, but I don't want to give my name because I don't want to get any. I've been a long time listener, but I might be recognized if you mention who I am, and I don't want to be getting any kind of preferential treatment. I'm just looking for a stove. Dear Lord." And she says, "I can wait for a while because I got food in the freezer." Well, you're getting your stove and you're getting the refrigerator too. So, anyway, thank you. Once again, it's Bob is going to take care of the fridge and Parkway Used Appliances, arranging all this stuff to get it to her and put it in. And if there's any other expenses they know, we'll cover it. I mean, whatever we need to do. So, and we'll figure out that $50 thing too, for how to get that to her too. Anyway, God bless America. Thank you, my friends. That's does your heart good. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. The newsy stuff coming back. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder at Holy Crap at Sports and Tweets, and it's a beautiful day, even more than it was a few minutes ago. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder right here.
To me, the big story of this year was CBS, ABC, NBC, CNN hiding the sad decline of Joe Biden.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
That would be we, 3:15. And it's only the Kimmer, Pete, Davis, and Flounder. Hope you're having a very, very happy day today. Like they do at Atlanta Safe House, when you come in and say howdy and check out all the stuff they have for you. You know, I love these guys, Jeff and Mark. You hear them talk, of course, they protect your rights and your freedom and stuff like that. And that's really important because there was a scandal involving another company many, many months ago that started giving out things like master reset passcodes. No. Atlanta Safe House made sure if you have an issue with some safe you've had for years, maybe got it somewhere else. If you think there could be a problem, you want to reset your master code or something, they'll take care of it. Atlanta Safe House, these guys are patriots. They talk all the time about protecting your rights as well as your stuff. Jewelry safes and high security safes and cash and things you want to save, your first corsage, or unlike the Kimmer when I went to Florida, my medical records, which cost me, and which, again, it's my fault. But now, my kids know where my living will is, and things like real estate records and, stuff that may come back to haunt you if you haven't kept the records clear. You know what the deal is, especially these days, insurance company stuff, all kinds of stuff. All right, tell them the Kimmer sent you, showroom in Ackworth, and check out, they have rebates on the top state like Browning. Heck, these things are not quite given away, but holy smokes. All the top brands and the people they bring in you can trust in your house or your office. Off-duty police, firefighters, and military. Blessed America and your rights, taking care of business and saving your stuff from all the bad people and the fires and everything else. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. Showroom in Ackworth on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Spring might feel far away, but it's closer than you think. Now's the time to start planning what Echo power equipment you're going to need for the season. And Howard Brothers is making it easy this year. On Wednesday, March 5th, Howard Brothers is having their annual Gear Up Day sale and Echo's one-day sale at all of their locations. 2 sales, 1 day to get us geared up. Visit Howard Brothers and check out Echo's professional-grade equipment and start planning your spring the right way. Let's gear up for spring with Howard Brothers and Echo.
It's here. It's called winter. Is your furnace ready to make sure you're warm inside and you keep the cold weather outside? Well, if you're not sure, you need to talk to the folks at Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Central Heating and Air is one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and it's still that way today. Give Central a call at 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta Carrier expert since 1947. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com. That's 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Election season is here, and regardless of which side of the aisle you're on, we can all experience the stress of uncertainty. Fear of the unknown can cause us to postpone important decisions that impact our lives, especially in retirement planning. Resist hesitation and contact Masterplan Retirement Consultants, a holistic retirement planning firm dedicated to creating a retirement plan to help with all of life's surprises. Through income planning and money management, legacy planning, and tax planning, we create a plan specifically designed for your life to see you to and through retirement. Don't leave your retirement up to chance. Create a plan for your retirement and pursue peace of mind. Visit masterplanretire.com. Masterplan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Masterplan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Masterplan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Yeah, I got it now. Here we go.
A Monday warrior, mean strike. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
I remember this song. Was this a cover of someone else's? I think I heard a different version.
No.
I remember the song, and I don't remember the. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Kim Rapine, founder, how you doing? 320. This is Neil Pearl singing 2020 on this day. 5 years ago, drummer lyricist for Canadian rock band Rush died from brain cancer. Neil Pearl was 67. He was at number... Pert. I'm sorry. I did a thing with a finger. Neil Peart placed at number 4 in Rolling Stone's list of all-time great drummers. Number 4.
He may have been one of the best, in my opinion.
Peart was well known for his technical proficiency in animated live performances.
Flounder, no more Rush songs on me. He's 0 for 2 on
I don't know anything about it. Plus, he's not really a singer, is he? He's more of a drummer. He's a lyricist, but he's not he wasn't singing there at all.
He was very technical drummer. Yeah. I just never got the soul.
That's no good. Who cares about technical drumming? I was a technical drum
There
guy.
wasn't a lot of soul to it to me.
All right, now I'm going to take just a second with this because I'm going nuts. I even brought it up to Flounder. I got a history thing coming up, which we have to do for December 7th, obviously, but this is freaking driving me nuts. Okay, every night, usually before I start, or 5:30 in the morning, one of the first things I do is finish up birthdays in history. Okay, this morning, I used 2 or 3 different lists to get the day's birthdays and the day's history, okay? So I have now in front of me my list of the birthdays I got that I thought you would know about, and I have in my other hand Flounder's list of the birthdays he gets from his list. So between the two, I have my list of a couple and Flounder's list here. Okay, on my list, I have 10... on my list, I have 8 birthdays and 5 sports birthdays, which do not show up on Flounder's list for the same birth date. Famous people. 8 regular and 5 sports birthdays, which are not on Flounder's list. Flounder's list has 2 sports birthdays and 10 major birthdays that are not on my list. How the hell do you explain that? Editing, I mean, it's unbelievable. For example, Noam Chomsky. Now, if you're a literary guy or a political guy, you know Noam Chomsky's famous for a political philosopher and troublemaker kind of guy. He's 96. Ellen Burstyn from The Exorcist, and same time next year, draft day on Ellen Burstyn's 93. Tom Waits, the singer and songwriter, 76 years old today. Anyway, I can't believe it got all these birthdays, and it started with Sports Day. Okay, now, I'm very excited about this. I don't know.
So is the whole show going to be birthdays in history?
I had to double check them all because I said something's wrong here. There's no way that Flounders List did not have Ellen Burstyn or some of these famous people, but they didn't. And I looked them up to make sure I wasn't wrong, and sure enough, they're all the correct birthday. So I don't get it. I'm just going nuts. I'm sorry. This is stupid. It's stupid. Okay, now in this day in history, I'm going through something, folks. A change of life, I swear to God. But I'm happy. I'm happy and jovial, and there you go. Let's see. On this day, Hawaiian U.S. Naval Base Pearl Harbor attacked by the Japanese, killing 2,403, sinking 4 battleships, destroying 188 American aircraft. The Japanese only lost 64 servicemen and 4 little midget submarines and 29 planes. Declaration of war on America later that day by Japan. We declared war on Japan the following day because Japan attacked without a declaration of war. It was later declared a war crime, a date which will live in infamy. All sunk battleships were raised except the USS Arizona, with 6 of the 8 damaged ships returning to service. Japan made an error overestimating the importance of battleships in the war upcoming, thereby focusing on destroying them instead of the repair yards and oil tank farms, submarine base, old administration building, housing and crypto unit, vital to the war effort in the Pacific. While battleships were vital to previous wars, don't get ahead of me now, their slow speed and high fuel consumption limited their usefulness in World War II, whereas submarines and aircraft carriers proved superior in modern warfare. None of the 3 Pacific Fleet carriers were in port at Pearl Harbor at the time of the attacks. Much of the fleet was rendered useless. 5 of the 8 battleships were 3 destroyers were severely damaged. 200 planes. The giant aircraft carriers would have their revenge against Japan 6 months later at the Battle of Midway, reversing the tide against the previously invincible Japanese Navy in a spectacular victory.
Yeah, that was the big mistake, they got there and they missed the aircraft carriers.
Yeah. If they had gone after, it would have been a ball game. There would have been no Battle of Midway, which changed everything. Lordy.
And then Coral Sea.
Yeah, can you imagine living through all that? Golly, they saved the freaking planet, those people.
In like 3 years. Think about that. That was December 41.
Yeah,
we were out by May of 45. So that's the 3.5 years.
43, and 44. 3 full years and apart, which was, still amazing. I mean, how long we were in Vietnam and even Korea, I think, was probably it's the same length, too, which is, anyway, whatever. Okay, 3:25. Kermit, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. The Laken Riley bill. I think this is amazing. Senator John Fetterman from Pennsylvania, we used to call him Lurch, make fun of the guy. Because of when he had that was it strokes? I even forgot he had strokes, wasn't it? Was his brain damage from strokes? He was the first Senate Democrat to sponsor the Laken Riley Act. The bill aimed at expediting the detention and deportation of illegal invaders who do crimes in the United States. This is even hard to believe. I'll finish this. The bill's named, of course, after Laken Riley, who the young nursing student here in Atlanta, over in Athens, brutally attacked and murdered. By the way, this news story from Fox News said the victim of a violent crime allegedly committed by an undocumented immigrant. What are you talking about, allegedly? Are these people that read the freaking history books? Anyway, so the rare bipartisan moment in the Senate ongoing debate, the legislation granted support by several seeks to enhance measures for identifying and deporting non-citizens before they commit violent offenses. The bill allows us to detain and deport citizens who are convicted of things like theft and burglary before they would just let them go. I mean, seriously, think about that for a minute. If some illegal invader sneaks into your house in the middle of the night and steals your stuff, they could put him in jail and take his name and let him go. Not anymore. Or won't if it passes. But again, I'll guarantee you there are going to be half the Democrats will not vote for this. I'll bet you. Well, maybe not. Maybe they're changing. I can't. I really hate to predict anymore.
They're not going to change. I think we figured out in the last month that the Labor Party of Britain and the Democratic Party of the United States are not only pedophiles, but they're pedophile enablers and they're sexual assault.
Yeah, and I don't understand how the wokeness got so far as to protect perverts. I mean, as to protect people who have the devil in them. You can't be molesting children and have anything good about you. I mean, I can see if you're a high school senior, 18, and your lover's a 14-year-old freshman girl, and you're going all the way and stuff. I mean, that's rape and it's all. But I'm talking about when you're a child molester. If you're seeking children for sexual. Oh my God. I mean, there's no and they don't change, by the way. Anyway. So I'm finally going to say if you convicted a crime, maybe before you convict a really bad one, like although the Laken Riley case, he and his brother both got arrested a couple of times before he did the bad one. So if he had been sent back when he got caught the first time, or even the second time, this wouldn't have happened. She'd be alive.
I was talking to a friend yesterday, and he says when we build the wall, put it 50 yards inside America. That way,
so
when we see them coming to the wall, just start shooting them.
There you go.
Not the women and children. You take the women and children, and you do something with the kids if they're alone. Yeah. But the women, you turn around. Yeah. But the guys, military age.
I can't get over remember when they actually crashed the gate at that border post and really overpowered the military folks in uniform there, that one where they just came rushing on through and nothing.
Because we didn't shoot them.
Nobody got hit in the head with a bayonet or the butt of a rifle. Jesus.
You know what the Spanish do in Morocco? Their fence? They shoot them. You know what the Greeks do? They shoot them when they get a chance. Yeah. You know what the Poles do? They shoot them. Well, the Russians will shoot you, too. The Chinese will shoot you.
Well, sometimes you just got to give war a chance. I mean, my God, man.
That didn't work last time. So
no, it didn't quite work last time. Anyway, coming up, we got a couple of cuts. You're going to hear from Donald Trump. Also, the Bill Maher case. Again, and there's a change now in Meta and a change in McDonald's. Things are happening. And it's because finally, even the far left idiots are saying, okay, with one exception, Costco. Oh, I think I even have a Costco card in my wallet. I'm going to have to check it because if I haven't used it. I've never used it. I only got it because I signed my daughter up over in Denver, and because she uses it, Costco, and they gave me one to sign her up. So, but I've never used it. So.
And you got to get that generic quart of lube every month or so.
Yeah, in case I need to buy a casket, snow shovel. Okay, anything you might, 3:30. Give her feet and flounder. How you doing? Look out, here we go.
Hey, it's Flounder, and the Kimmer Show is live every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hey, I used to have a great butt.
What happened?
It's gone. It disappeared. I had no acetone.
You traded it in? Did you lose it in the divorce?
I lost it. Everything went. Everything else went. I lost my ass, all right. Yeah, silly me. I should have known.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey, 3:31. Hey, get your health care right over here. Oh, get your health. No, well, you can't do that, silly. Wouldn't it be great if you just said, "Oh, there's my health care plan waiting for me right now"? Well, we don't have that, but I've got a great replacement called Trump Care. Yes, health care insurance premiums. Holy cow! An Obama schmama business. I don't even know. You would try to get somebody on the phone with that stuff. Okay, here's the deal. Trump Care. If you're tired of those health insurance premiums going nuts, happy days are here again with a new administration about to take over Trump Care. If you're healthy, self-employed, small business owner, and you're Medicaid, if you have that COBRA plan, maybe new stuff to you, don't know where to go and what to do, Health Insurance Doctor's got you covered. The Health Insurance Doctor, we have people there saving 60% on their annual premiums because of Trump Care. How about zero deductible? Maybe, don't have to shell out that $50 when you walk into the doctor's office. How about a hospital that you really want to go to that's near where you are, has best plans for you, year-round stuff? No subsidy plan I don't even know what that is. But there's subsidy issues, IRS penalties issues. I don't know what that stuff is, but they sure do it. The health insurance doctor, his name's Stevens. Okay. The health insurance doctor goes through all this stuff, gets the plan you're looking for, saving you money, all the things you need, and you don't have to pay him. It's free to you. You don't have to pay him. It's unbelievable. He's been doing it for decades. They love this stuff. Okay, here's the number, 678-523-0759. Check them out, healthinsurancedoctor.net.
Join Braves Vacations for some exciting road trips to historic cities and ballparks during the 2025 season. Fans can enjoy 3 games at Fenway Park in Boston to watch the Braves take on the Red Sox May 15th through the 19th, or head to Wrigley Field for 3 games against the Chicago Cubs August 31st through September 3rd. Road trip packages include deluxe hotel accommodations, game tickets, exclusive events with Braves team personnel, unique excursions, select meals, optional airfare, and more. Visit Braves.com/vacation to learn more.
Kevin McAlpin here, alongside Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan, heard right here on Extra 106.3. And Evan, one of the most common questions financial advisors get is, can I retire now? Obviously, this can apply to folks who want to retire early, or those who are 65 or older just wanting to know if they've done enough saving over the years. So when a client calls, when they stop by your office, how can you help them determine if they are able to finally retire?
That is the number one question that we get the first time somebody comes in our office. How do I even know whether I've got enough to get where I need to be? And I think my industry does an awful job of giving you at least the right facts to be able to make that decision. How do I know? Now, the actual creation of an income plan that can take the stresses and the risks and reduce any kind of concerns that you have in retirement, that can get pretty complex. That's why you have a person like me on your team. But the actual knowing whether you have enough to be able to retire is a pretty simple formula that we'd love to share and be able to show clients, hey, you're in a good spot, or no, you're not in a good spot, but if we do these things, we can get back on track and retire ahead of schedule or on your schedule that you want. And that's what we focus on. That's our primary concern when somebody walks in our office.
If you are wondering if you can retire, well, that's why you got to pick up the phone and call Evan and the team at Atlas Retirement today. They're going to give you a complimentary review of your savings and investments. That number is 678-736-7799. 678-736-7799. Or get more details anytime online. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Yellow Jacket fans, don't miss your chance to lock in your seat for the 2025 football season today. Next year's home slate is highlighted by the renewal of our rivalry with Clemson, as well as ACC matchups versus Pitt, Syracuse, and Virginia Tech. Into the end zone! Touchdown! Haynes King! All hail the King! Support head coach Brent Key and the Jackets on game day by visiting RamlinRec.com/tickets to get your season tickets today. Sting 'em.
Who doesn't want a great smile? The world seems brighter because it is. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? You know, that's only one reason to see my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler at Atlanta Smiles. The other reason, of course, is to take care of your teeth if they're going to make your life miserable. We all know that. But when's the last time you were smiling before you walked in the door like me? Because I know Dr. Dina and her staff are the happiest Kimmer babes you ever saw. We're going to fix me up, and I always take the gas. They tell me my best stories come out that way. And you can actually get a doggy right there, napping in my lap, a little doggy. I said, go ahead, work away. Dr. Dina's a Navy vet, ranked a master dentist, which only 1% can say. She's been doing veneers since before anybody even knew what that was. My first visit was 30 years ago. Cosmetic dentistry, cleaning, bridges, crowns, especially keeping your teeth and gums healthy to last as long as you do. Veterans automatic 10% discount. Just tell them when you call. Atlanta Smiles, 404-262-7733. It's atlantasmiles.com. Your new smile's waiting for you. atlantasmiles.com. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Ask for the doggy. atlantasmiles.com.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health plans depends on contract renewal.
It's brutal up in Washington at the Navy Memorial. Carter motorcade arriving. It's got a windy, snowy, icy looking. And farewell to Jimmy Carter. 3:37, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? It's Michael Jackson. And on this day in 2010, Michael Jackson's best-selling artist of the year figures came in for 2009. 40 years after their breakup, the Beatles were the best-selling group, but Michael Jackson was the best-selling artist, selling more than 8 million units. In 2010, the Beatles were number one best-selling group. They sold a remastered catalog of 3.2 million. Lady Gaga was the queen of the digital download, selling 15 million tracks. That's like twice what Michael Jackson sold in the regular stuff. The Black Eyed Peas, Michael Jackson and Taylor Swift finished in the vicinity of 12 million when you count digital. I'm glad I'm not a part of that whole thing. You know what that means. All right, our birthday list. Again, I can't believe this. I'll read just Flounder's list. This is amazing. How is it possible that a birthday like Jeremy Renner, my God, he's 54. Avengers, Mission Impossible, The Hurt Locker, Jason Bourne. Jeremy Renner, 54, huge star. Not on the 2 list I checked this morning. Also, he's got Nicolas Cage on his list. Huge star, 61 years old. The over-actor, but he does overmanage his money, too. And Nicolas Cage is 61 and Jeremy Renner. And neither one of these is on the 2 list I check. I can't believe this, how somebody edits these things out.
Jeremy Renner is a snow machine boxer, I think, also as well. Man, he lost that bout with the snow machine.
Yeah, and wasn't he also in The Town? He was one of the bad guys in The Town. And by the way, that's, again, a great movie. Ben Affleck, everyone, The Town and The Accountant. These are great movies. Anyway, on this day in history, we remember this. Well, I was born shortly before this, but on this day, in 1946, the deadliest hotel fire in American history. 119 hotel occupants, including the original owners of the Weinkauf Hotel, 176 Peachtree Street in Atlanta. It was advertised as absolutely fireproof. The hotel's steel structure indeed was protected against fire, but its interior finishes were combustible. The building's exit arrangements consisted of a single stairway serving all 15 floors. Every occupant of the hotel above the origin on the 3rd floor was trapped. The fire's survivors either were rescued from upper story windows or jumped into nets held below by firemen. A number jumped to their deaths. You may have seen a famous photograph of a survivor's fall that won the 1947 Pulitzer Prize for photography. The fire followed one at the LaSalle Hotel fire in Chicago. That had 61 fatalities. It spurred North American building codes to change multiple protected means of egress and self-closing fire-resistant doors for guest rooms in hotels. Then President Harry Truman had a meeting, and they all got together and decided that they would make sure that they had stairways and escape hatches, and the doors would open out when you're trying to get out of a room. I mean, there are an awful lot of building codes happened because of the Weinkauf Hotel fire in 1946 here in Atlanta.
That alley is supposed to be haunted. It's right across from the MARTA station. That was the other thing. And they say that it's a haunted area. That story pops up every time the hotel fire pops up, too. Very bizarre. 341, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We're going to talk here about Donald Trump in a second. Our 3 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. We say yes when the big banks say no at FirstLibertyGA.com. 404-741-1230. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? 341. Hey, Flounder, here we go. Donald Trump. I love his news conferences. I love watching. I have to drive in after I'm working at home. But, I mean, I caught about the first 30 minutes. The guy's great. He's never been better. I mean, he's not really a very good speaker, storyteller guy, but he's great at these news conferences where he says goofy, funny, and happy things. For example, let's start off. What do you think about changing the Gulf of Mexico? Flounder, let's do cut number 3. Here's Donald Trump today at Mar-a-Lago talking about things that are on his mind. Number 3, sir.
It's ours. We're going to be changing sort of the opposite of Biden, where he's closing everything up, essentially getting rid of $50 to $60 trillion worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate. And Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them. And we're going to put very serious tariffs on Mexico and Canada.
Yeah, 25% tariffs. He jokingly suggests Canada be the 51st state and is pressuring the U.S. to acquire Greenland from Denmark. We'll talk more about that in a second because Don Jr. just took a trip up there. But first, before I lose my place here, let's see. One of Trump's top allies in Congress, our own Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia, has quickly tweeted out her approval of changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico. Marjorie Taylor Greene is introducing legislation ASAP to officially change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to its rightful name, the Gulf of America. Can they do that? I guess you can do whatever you want and let somebody. We'll have to change all the maps. I mean, how funny is that, by the way? And Don Jr., by the way, is going to Greenland. Part of that attempt to. They have 56,000 residents, but it's as big. I think I'm saying Greenland is as big as Alaska, Texas, and Montana put together.
But it's not as big as it looks on the map because the map is skewed.
Yeah, but still,
it's not
huge.
as big as you think.
Yeah,
but
there's also nothing there. I mean, only good stuff there underground and things like that. I mean, we need the territory to block. We need. I guess they have lots of natural resources, but it's also a strategic port or area of land against China and Russia.
You know what I would do if I was still in school?
What's that?
The first thing I would do, I'd go in and I'd change the map to go. I'd cross out Mexico. Put America.
How funny is that? My God! And speaking of that, we're going to do cut number 2 here in a second, Founder. Donald Trump says, "I'm hearing that the people of Greenland are MAGA." And he said, "Make America Great Again." And he said, one guy was shown on a clip of a local man in Greenland putting on a Make America Great Again hat and asking Donald Trump to buy us. He said he and his son are representatives, would visit some of the most significant areas and sites of the island and an autonomous territory of Denmark. Greenland's an incredible place. The people will benefit tremendously if and when it becomes part of our nation, said Donald Trump. We'll protect it. We'll cherish it from a very vicious outside world. Make Greenland great again. They will not meet with any government officials, Don Jr. But the guy asking Trump to buy us in the video shared the clip. He said, "We don't want to be colonized by the Danish government anymore. It's basically the largest real estate deal, like the Louisiana Purchase, basically, which is probably the most important real estate transaction in the history of the world, at least in the history of America." I don't know what I'm talking about. But the island seeking independence from the Kingdom of Denmark. Denmark says we're not selling. But anyway, now one more. What's that?
Well, isn't that the Monroe Doctrine that European powers cannot do stuff in the Americas?
Yeah. So Don, he says, "Hey, you don't have any right to it more than we do. I mean, let them make their own determination. Let the people vote. There's only 56,000 in the whole freaking country. I mean, think about it. 56,000 in the whole country."
One little area at the bottom.
Yeah, no little tiny livable section. The caribou and ice don't kill you. All right, now the other thing he was asked about pardons on January 6th. Flounder, let's play cut number 2 here, if you will, sir. Cut number 2, Donald Trump today.
Police officers were injured by rioters on January 6th. Will you pardon anyone who attacked a police officer?
Well, the only one that was killed was a beautiful young lady named Ashley Babbitt. She was killed, and there was actually somebody else that was killed, also a MAGA person, but people don't give it 100% credibility. I'm going to find out about it, and we're going to find out. But Ashley Babbitt was killed. She was shot. Should have never been shot. She was shot for no reason whatsoever. In fact, they say that she was trying to hold back the crowd, and the crowd was made up of a lot of different people, so we'll see. But I will tell you this, the person that was killed was Ashley Babbitt. The other thing is, when they talk, there was never charges of insurrection or anything like that. But if there were, this would be the only insurrection in history where people went in as insurrectionists with not one gun, okay? And let me tell you, the people that you're talking about have a lot of guns in their home for hunting and for shooting and for entertainment, a lot of good reasons. But there wasn't one gun that they found. And why didn't they find the bomber, the pipe bomber? You know, they know who the pipe bomber is.
Yeah,
the FBI knows who it is.
Yeah, who's there? Yeah.
The status of the FBI has gone down so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, absolutely. And again, we'll talk more about this coming up. 347, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, January 7th. There we go.
New year, a new president, and a new approach for America. Extra 106.3 will be with you every step of the way in 2025 with the local and national voices you trust the most. Atlanta radio legends who've been with you for a generation and the worldwide resources of Fox News bringing you the latest. We are proud to start another year as the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra 106.3 app.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes. But one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Have you considered securing your family's future? Protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease. Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademark Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Who doesn't want a great smile? The world seems brighter because it is. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? You know, that's only one reason to see my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler at Atlanta Smiles. The other reason, of course, is to take care of your teeth if they're going to make your life miserable. We all know that. But when's the last time you were smiling before you walked in the door like me? Because I know Dr. Dina and her staff are the happiest Kimmer babes you ever saw. We're going to fix me up, and I always take the gas. They tell me my best stories come out that way. And you can actually get a doggy right there, napping in my lap, a little doggy. I said, go ahead, work away. Dr. Dina's a Navy vet, ranked a master dentist, which only 1% can say. She's been doing veneers since before anybody even knew what that was. My first visit was 30 years ago. Cosmetic dentistry, cleaning, bridges, crowns, especially keeping your teeth and gums healthy to last as long as you do. Veterans automatic 10% discount. Just tell them when you call. Atlanta Smiles, 404-262-7733. It's atlantasmiles.com. Your new smile's waiting for you. atlantasmiles.com. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Ask for the doggy. atlantasmiles.com.
I
said I wasn't gonna tell nobody else, but I just can't keep it all to myself now.
This is James Carr.
As long as I've been running around,
American rhythm and blues and soul singer. Died on this day in 2001. He was 58. He was turned down by Stax He made his first recordings for Gold Wax Records in 1964. Had a success streak in 1966 with You Got My Mind Messed Up. Reached number 7. There we go. A little soul singing it.
Sugar plum dancing all in my mind.
Oh.
Every day you whip me seem like Valentine's.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry about your passing there, J-Mo. Let's see. Our birthday list includes the hideous Katie Couric. The little snotty little snot is 68 years old today. You'll recall that Katie Couric admitted that she was a snotty little snot, liberal snot, because when she did a documentary on Darth Vader Ginsburg, Katie Couric deliberately left out the entire section where Ruth Bader Ginsburg was not in favor of expanding the Supreme Court. And Katie Couric was made sure that Katie Couric later admitted when she left out that part deliberately, because that was the time what was going on when there was a major issue about expanding the Supreme Court. And Katie Couric said, yeah, she said, I just didn't want her, I didn't want people to know that she felt that way because I thought it would make her look bad on her record. Katie Couric took it upon herself to decide how people should remember Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and slanted it to make Katie Couric feel better about what she thought people should remember. It's unbelievable.
They were getting away with it for 40 years. Why wouldn't she do it?
That's pretty outrageous.
Not anymore. They're not getting away with it.
God. Yeah, not anymore. Again, good examples of that coming up. In fact, I'll save my history thing for next time because I was going to do it. Let's get back to the thing. 353, Flounder cut number 1 here, coming right up. For example, a lot of things are happening, and I love it when the liberals say, I told you so. Even Bill Maher, for example. Now, Bill Maher still hates Donald Trump. He thinks Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. He thinks Donald Trump is a liar and a scumbag and everything else. However, Bill Maher is taking the high road, doing the right thing about this business with Democrats and what idiots they are, and he had that snotty little bald-headed punk, John Cryer, from Pretty in Pink, and then he was, what was that story with the guy who was the drug addict and got the AIDS?
2 men and a babe.
2 men and a woman or thing.
3 men.
2.5 men. 2.5 men, yeah. Anyway, so he's got John Cryer on the show, and they're talking about why Democrats are bad. Flounder cut number 1 here, if you will. Listen to this.
You don't want to talk about politics at all.
Well,
I shouldn't, because I really started this podcast to get away from it.
What happened? How they lost?
I kind of f***ed up.
Yes.
But I don't know. Sometimes people say things that trigger me. And of course, we just had the election, and I feel like my conscience is very clear. I warned everybody about Trump, and then I warned them about what would get him reelected, which was stupid wokeness, which is what got him reelected. So I feel my conscience is very clear that I told you, and I told you, and I told you, and I lost fans for it. Lots of the super woke that I'm not woke enough for them. Yeah, but I think I had it right. That kind of stuff is what lost the election for the Democrats. It's in all.
Maybe part of it. I don't know. I think a lot.
They have polling.
John Cryer.
Well, I think it's inflation. I think Americans hate inflation.
That certainly was
They hate
part
inflation,
of it.
they hate riots, and they hate black women.
They don't
and they hate trans people.
Oh, God, John, we're not
Dude,
going to...
they just spent hundreds of millions of dollars demonizing trans people. And that's disgusting.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk politics.
Okay, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Great. We don't have to.
No. And this, I have this kind of relationship with people on the right also who it's just going to take so long to even have this discussion. Mm-hmm. And I want, just like I would like to deprogram them, I feel like there's things that don't get in your bubble on the left that I would love to deprogram, but it's probably not the place to do it. But,
you can try. if that's how you want to spend your leisure hours. Deprogramming Ducky.
Yeah, how about reach in and grab it out and smash it with my foot? Oh, sorry.
America.
Jeez.
Oprah's a billionaire.
Yeah.
We hate black women.
Yeah, we'll never elect a black guy president. I know that. Jesus. I mean, it's just unbelievable, these people. And by the way, Bill Maher, and I think we're going to do Flounder's Funny here in a second, Flounder, too. Bill Maher says, I go after woke liberals now because you give me more material, and so I go where the gold is. I hate left-wing Democrats lately. They can't stand to endure a moment of hearing someone say something they don't agree with. That's not the right way to do it, but the left does it even worse. They criticize younger generation. They've gone to no perspective because they go to woke colleges, which are a-hole factories, indoctrinated to the idea that we live in the worst country in the world at the worst time in history, when actually they live in, with all our flaws, the best country with the best time in history. I mean, on and on and on. I mean, duh. We've all known that, but now it's somehow embarrassing to say the Pledge of Allegiance in public. Used to be. Well, not anymore. Flounder, we all Flounder's Funny up there for Nucky's Hoagies, I'll bet you.
I like toddlers, man. That's the best age. They're hilarious, They never have a shirt on. They already got a beer belly, even though they never drank before.
Toddlers.
And they're not even self-conscious. They don't try to suck it in. They just let it hang out over the diaper. Got like cereal in their hair. They're a mess. They're a mess. They just see people talking. They just come up, hey, Applejack. They just start telling a story. They don't have the decency to start at the beginning. They start in the middle, then they jump back to the beginning, and then they tell the end. It's like a Tarantino movie, like Travolta's walking by in the background. Hey, Brody Applejack. It's like, what the is this kid talking about? I love him. Somebody get him a stool to sit down. He sounds like he's going to have a heart attack. It's like drooling all over himself. Do they make wife beaters for little 2-year-olds? They should do it. Little Fisher Price Harley Davidson. I can't take it. They're adorable.
The one and only Mr. Bill Burr right there.
Fisher Price Harley Davidson shirts, which is like we did with our fake cover of the Kimmer CD for the Marine Corps Toys for Tots. It was kind of little plastic trikes. Well,
big wheels.
Big wheels, yeah.
Crazy wheels.
Oh, man, that was funny. By the way, a judge in New York has now denied a motion that President Trump filed to delay his sentencing on Friday in the 34 counts of falsifying business thing in the Stormy Slut Whore case, which Donald Trump got convicted of felonies for signing documents that his lawyer told him to sign. Talk about a trumped-up case, literally. Anyway, I guess he'll be sentenced on Friday. And here we go, 9:30 in the morning, and he will be there virtually, apparently. Will not be able there in person. So here we go. Here we go again. Good Lord.
Can he sign his decrees from the prison yard?
What can the judge do? He's not going to sentence him to prison. There's no way.
Better not.
Unless he does and then suspends it, he could do that.
Yeah.
So, he could say, I sentence you to 18 years in prison sentence suspended, and you're on probation. But again, just to make the point, so Donald Trump would never have to go to prison, but he would be convicted and got sentenced to prison.
But you know what? He's going to make him a bigger martyr than he's already made him.
They shot him in the face, and look, when they elected him president. That's probably what did it. That and the McDonald's thing, I don't know. It certainly had to play it by something. What a story. What a political story this is going to be one day. Good Lord. 4 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Motion denied. I'm Chris Foster. Fox News. President-elect Trump's sentencing on criminal hush money charges is still scheduled to happen Friday, 10 days before he takes office again.
The New York Appellate Court has turned aside the Trump legal team's attempt to throw out the president-elect's conviction and stop sentencing on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to hide hush money payments to an adult film actress. According to Judge Juan Merchan, prison time is not likely.
Fox's Grinnell Scott, a federal judge in Florida, meantime, blocks the release of special counsel Jack Smith's report on Trump, 2 volumes on 2 investigations.
The first is the election interference case. The other is the classified documents case. So neither of those went to trial. Judge Cannon told the Justice Department to hold off from releasing the report until the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals makes some sort of decision.
Fox's David Spunt. President-elect Trump spoke and took questions for about an hour at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, talking about those investigations and also saying he would not rule out using military force to take control of the Panama Canal and acquire Greenland for national security reasons. Another suggestion?
We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate.
The first known map calling it the Gulf of Mexico is from the 1600s. It touches coasts in what are now 5 U.S. states to the north, Mexico to the west, and Cuba to the southeast. President-elect Trump has also spoken recently about the idea of making Canada the 51st state. Outgoing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau today on social media writes there isn't a snowball's chance in hell that Canada would become part of the United States. President Jimmy Carter's body is now being taken via motorcade to the U.S. Capitol Rotunda to Lions State for the public to pay their respects. America's listening to Fox News.
When a woman experiences an unplanned pregnancy, she often feels alone and afraid. So many times her first response is to seek out an abortion. But because of the generosity of listeners like you, that search may lead her to a preborn network clinic where she'll choose life, not just for her baby, but for herself. Preborn offers God's love and compassion to hurting women and then provides a free ultrasound to introduce them to the life growing inside them. This combination brings the ultimate miracle of life to life, which is why Preborn saves 200 babies every single day.
That changed my life. Just from that ultrasound picture, I'm going to keep my baby, and I'm going to keep growing, and I'm going to be a great mom.
Your tax-deductible donation of $28 sponsors one ultrasound. And now through a match, your gift is doubled, saving twice as many babies. How many babies can you save? Please donate. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. Pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Beck. Preborn.com/Beck. Sponsored by Preborn.
Look out. There we go. Goodness, there we go. Oh, my God, man. Are these the same people who sang Every Little Thing You Do?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, my God. I like to rather hit by the part where the Every Little Thing You Do. Jeez. They're just yelling at me. I don't know what he's saying. Why is he yelling at me? Okay, I'm sorry. 1981, the police played the first night of the North American tour at the University of Montreal in Quebec during their Zenyatta Mandata World Tour. What's Zenyatta Mandata mean? Is that a thing, or is that an area, or what? I don't know what that means.
Send the check straight to Aruba.
I mean, seriously, do you know what those words mean? Do they have a significance?
All right, Siri, what does Zenyatta Mandata mean?
Probably couldn't hear you with the noise.
It doesn't have a specific meaning or anything predictable like that.
I'll be darned. It's the police named their tour Zenyatta Mandata World Tour 1981. Let's see. Our birthday list includes the idiot David Caruso. Well, he's working and making money, but he was on NYPD Blue, then said, he's that red-haired guy, the cop guy. Such a big star, he's going to go into the movies. Well, he made about 1.5 non-movies, and then now he was Horatio on CSI Miami. David Caruso, 69. It's kind of like, didn't Shelley Long leave Cheers because she thought she was going to be a big movie star, and then she did that Beverly Hills Girl Scout movie, and that was about it, I think.
She had a couple movies that did well, and then...
Did she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and by the way, of course, I guess Cheers had to come to that.
Remember, she was in the Money Pit.
Oh, that's
Tom
right.
Hanks.
Yeah, was that? Yeah,
that was okay.
Yeah, again, but anyway, whatever. And our history thing. Hold on, I got a thing here in the history list there. And by the way, again, that David Caruso birthday, he's a big major star, was not on either of the two birthday lists I checked before dawn this morning. Okay, on this day, what do you got there, sir? This is. Oh, cool. Oh, Fanny Chicken Liver, the Floozy. She's going to pay some money. And by the way, coming up, in fact, I'll talk about the Rudy Giuliani case. I still can't believe that he owes those two women who were clerks in the counting section of the election document. He owes them $140 million because he said they caused things in the election. So their reputation, but spoiling those two women's reputation was worth $148 million to them. That they were so famous. famous and so well known, and their reputations were so hurt that Rudy Giuliani has to pay these two women who no one has ever heard of before and has no idea what their names are now, $148 million for saying that they changed the election of Donald Trump.
Well, proof that America hates black women, you know.
Anyway, let me get to my history thing. And then Flounder sent me a message. I can't wait to see what it was. On this day in 1969, the first airing of Frosty the Snowman. He came to life on CBS, produced by Rankin Bass, who are best known for producing stop-motion puppets. Frosty was a hand-drawn animation. It was a special. Unlike earlier's, Frosty featured just one song, was 30 minutes long, 1969. However, it did continue the tradition of featuring a celebrity narrator. Jimmy Durante's final performance in a film was Frosty the Snowman, aired for the first time, coming to life in 1969. The producers wanted the special to have the look of a Christmas card, so the guy from Mad Magazine, Paul Coker, and a greeting card artist were hired to do the job. They created a sequel to the special. Doesn't look or feel like the original, but in 2024, Frosty made the move from CBS to NBC, but he first aired in 1969.
Trivia question, yes, which we all missed a few weeks ago. Yeah. What is Frosty's magical hat made of?
Oh, the old straw hat, the nose for a carrot and the old straw hat. No, I can't.
It's a top hat.
Top hat. Let's see. The old felt top. The felt made out of. Oh God. Let's see.
You said
Frosty, the snow. The felt hat.
Felt.
Yeah, felt. Yeah. That's right. See, I would have had to sing the whole song. Frosty.
Sing the song.
I don't think I'll be singing the song.
It's Christmas Day.
It is
sing
Christmas.
The song.
My God, man. It's oh, mercy. 408. How's it going? 404-741-1230. The just in, Flounder just handed me this. Here we go. Judicial Watch has announced that the Superior Court in Fulton County has issued an order that grants attorney's fees and costs in the open records lawsuit for communications that Fannie the Floozy had with the special counsel Jack Smith in the House January 6th committee. The Judicial Watch had sued to get her records, and it cost them almost $22,000 in attorney's fees to get their records. And the court has now ruled, Superior Court has ruled, that she's got to pay them. She was in default in the lawsuit. They filed it last March. She falsely denied having any records responsive to the thing, and she was a liar. And they ordered a court hearing, and she was found liable because she didn't even show to try to contest it because she knows she was. Here's the funny part: she didn't show up, so the courts granted the money to the lawyers. If she had showed up and had to testify, if she committed perjury, it would have been held a lot less. So what a conundrum that was for the floozy of Fulton County. If she'd been caught lying under oath would have been one thing. She'd rather just say, "Oh hell, I'll pay him the $22,000." Good God. They wanted her to, receiving confirmation about delivering the channel to appropriate departments, simplify open records of what her meetings were about, involved in documents should have been given to the defendant. Let's see, it's a lot of legal stuff here. Non-compliance of things, categorizing records as exempt. I mean, anyway, she's got to pay him. Judicial Watch won the lawsuit. Fannie the Floozy has to pay almost $22,000 in attorney's fees. There you go. 510. Now, boys, you're going to have help me out with whether this has any meaning or not. I think what's going on in America, I think you can probably see it too. One thing after another is falling into line where the country is finally saying it's okay again to say you guys were wrong on the socialist left. You took the Democrat Party too far. It's time to stop the thing and go back to normal and see what's going on. Even the leftists are saying, like we just saw Bill Maher saying, you people are idiots still. And they're more and more coming out to saying we realize that now we need to change some things. Even Meta's now following X, the former Twitter. Zuckerberg is restoring free expression, he says. Now, I'm going to read a couple of signs here, and then you guys tell me what this means, because I really don't know, because I don't do X stuff. But whether this makes any difference to people who may be a little younger than I used to be. We're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. We're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in America. resetting the balance in favor of free expression. The third-party fact-checking program put in place in 2016 after the election, but the system, he says, has gone too far. We went to independent third-party fact-checkers, but there's too much political bias in what they chose to fact-check. Duh! We told you from the beginning. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. He said even Zucker the Martian is saying they basically get to fact check whatever they see on the platform. Community notes, instead of going to some so-called expert, it relies on the community and the people on the platform to provide their own commentary to something that they've read. The broadest cross-section of users. So that's one thing. Now, first of all, is that good? Is that does this mean anything? Is that an open sign of something, or what? What's the significance of that?
Never pay attention to what someone says. Just watch what they do.
Yeah. Now, Flounder, how about you? Is this a thing where you're excited about the Meta thing, saying that we're going to get rid of the fact checkers and do a...
No.
No, okay. Now, and here's another thing.
This is the same guy that suppressed information, and now he's saying he's going to...
But he's admitting it was wrong and he got caught. So,
okay, think about this fact checker thing. Glenn Greenwald makes a great point about this. That no one has ever pointed somebody that. They self-appoint themselves.
Right.
Or the New York Times says, here's our fact checker. Okay, ask him. So do you have a specific area that you fact check on?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I just know truth when I see it.
There you go.
So basically, it's somebody that self-appoints and credentials themselves to be the arbiter of truth and descends from the mountain to tell us little people what the truth is. And these are all liars. I mean, none of these people have any basis for what they do. None of them.
We saw this during the debate when all of a sudden the girl at NBC, Kristen Welker, and all those other people started saying, well, let me interrupt you and fact check on that. They decided, well, we're going to fact check you because that's what they wanted to do. They're so politically biased, they say, well, we're going to fact check this. But that's the point. And that's why he says, well, that's done now. I mean, who didn't know that, by the way?
I love the commercials. The commercials 11 Alive put out for a while back where you had the perfectly coiffed reporters and their shiny $5,000 suits. I'm on television, and you must believe me in my baritone voice when I'm telling you I am the fact checker. It's like, who the hell are you?
Yeah, exactly. And one more quick thing for the Meta. They're changing content moderation rules that are too restrictive and not allowing enough discourse about sensitive things like immigration, trans issues, and gender. We want to make disclosure happen freely on the platform without fear of censorship, supportive of free expression, not changing the rules. We are actually changing how we enforce the rules. So that could be so. We'll see. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 413 on 106.3. How's it going? Look out.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, let's see. What are some of the latest Joe Biden moves as he has, 2 weeks to go as being president of the United States, if, that is, he doesn't resign to make Kamala Harris the 47th president just for a few days, you know. He's banned offshore drilling around much of America, including Florida. He's for giving millions of dollars more in student loans. He handed the Medal of Freedom Award to George Soros, a dedicated enemy of America, or of our values and systems anyway. He shipped a bunch of Islamic terrorists over to Oman. He did this in secret. Oman says they're going to resettle them. But the mistake we are all making is thinking that Joe Biden is doing this. He's not. You don't think Joe Biden said, hey, we got to give the Medal of Freedom to George Soros. No, that came from some of his advisors, some of his aides. They are running the show right now. Joe Biden is president in name only. His cognitive decline is such that he barely knows where he is some of the times, let alone what he's doing as president of the United States. Some of these things may be reversed by Donald Trump. Some of them can't be without action from Congress, which will be very difficult. What's the majority in the House? 1, 2 votes? In reality, Joe Biden hasn't been president for quite a while now. We will probably never really learn exactly who was behind some of the decisions and executive orders that he made during his last year in office. The best part of that is, it's his last year in office. A better part is, the hyena will not be taking the oath of office on the 20th. Something to celebrate today, but remember, you are government property. We all belong to the government. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Nope. Clank. Sorry. I was just thinking about something that we'll talk about later with a little musical tribute to the passing of a bizarre fellow coming up. 416, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? I'm also smiling because I'm going to go back to the dentist. That sounds silly, doesn't it? It's true. Dina Giesler. Dr. Dina Giesler. I went to the first time 30 years ago. I love this woman. And office full of Kimmer babes. There's a guy there, too, but there's an office full of Kimmer babes. Atlanta Smiles is the name of her dentistry. And Dina Giesler, in fact, I just texted her yesterday, I've got to make an appointment because I got to go back and get something done with the thing there, which is great because I'm going to go back smiling when I walk in the door and I'll be smiling when I leave for a lot of different reasons. First of all, I mean, she does everything. They have cosmetic dentistry. She was doing veneers before people knew what that was decades ago. Cleaning and bridges and crowns and replacement things and specialty stuff, taking care of your gums. I mean, all that stuff you're looking for the dentist. But the thing is, the women, honestly, I kind of joke about them being Kimmer babes. They're happy. They're professional. They love people coming in. It's the nicest, happiest place to work you've ever probably seen. Honest to goodness. And the other thing, of course, I get the gas. But I'm happy before I get the gas. But then they have a doggy. I mean, honestly, there's a little doggy, and she'll take a nap. Like Dr. Dina says, she'll sleep with anybody. They'll put her right in your lap, and she'll take a little nap in your lap while you're getting your teeth taken care of at the dentist. I mean, it's the sweetest thing you ever saw. It makes you feel better. She's a master dentist. When she was in the Navy, only 1% can say that. I'm telling you, this staff is great all the way around. They're taking care of your teeth. Can make sure they can last as long as you do. Veterans 10% discount off the top. Here is that number. Just tell them when you call. 404-262-7733. Your smile's waiting for you, and so is the little doggy. AtlantaSmiles.com.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers' continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
Are you tired of dealing with drafty, inefficient windows? Do you have certain rooms in the house that you can't keep cool in the summer or warm in the winter? Hi, I'm Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows. It's time to upgrade these old windows. Replace them with double pane, beautiful, energy-efficient windows. Your new windows will help you regulate a perfect temperature throughout your house. Start saving big money on your energy bills and improve the curb appeal of your home. Give us a call today at 770-517-7078.
Oh, sorry. Sweet tea, I promise. I may start putting something in it, though. We don't need no education. Pink Floyd.
We don't need no thought control.
This was the day 1980. Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2 got released.
Dark sarcasm in the classroom.
As a single, peaked at #1 in both Britain and American charts.
Teacher, leave them kids alone.
Believe it or not, that gave Pink Floyd their first and only #1 hit single.
Teacher, leave them kids alone.
They weren't known for singing.
Yeah, right. I mean, I guess their impact was
album.
It was more. It was way more than just being a rock and roll hit maker. Pink Floyd single went to #1 in many other countries, including Australia, Germany, and Italy. Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, in 1980, released on this day. Pink Floyd. Let's see. Our birthday list includes, and again, this was not on my birthday lists, either one of the two I got, and it was on Flounder's. Erin Gray, the actress. She was Colonel Wilma Deering on Buck Rogers of the 25th Century. But you know her as Kate Summers on Silver Spoons. Erin Gray is 75.
Beautiful eyes. Her eyes were mesmerizing.
Yep. And on this, I got a Mr. Phone here. Hold on a second. I just hauled out on me there with the thing there. Was on this day, and boys, you're going to have to explain a little bit of this. I know very little about this other than everybody knows the name and stuff. On this day in 1990, Edward Scissorhands cuts his way into theaters. Tim Burton's directed romantic dark fantasy Edward Scissorhands opened in theaters 1990. The artificial man created with the scissors for hands instead of hands, blades for hands. Johnny Depp, Winona Ryder, Diane Wiest was in it, Anthony Michael Hall, Kathy Baker, Alan Arkin, Vincent Price in his last acting role in Edward Scissorhands. In fact, the role of the inventor was specifically written for Vincent Price, unlike Johnny Depp, who was not the guy the studio wanted for the role. Warner Brothers originally wanted Tom Cruise or Gary Oldman or Tom Hanks for Edward Scissorhands. The music was written by Danny Elfman, and 3 of Tom Jones's hits, It's Not Unusual, Delilah, and With These Hands, were also in the film Edward Scissorhands in 1990. Now he was like lovesick. Did he have a girl? How did he kiss her? I mean, how did he hold? I mean, how did he live? How did he go to the? I mean, how do you do anything with scissors hands?
I never saw the movie.
Flounder, do you have any idea about that? Is this your era, 1990?
Well, it was a movie.
But I mean, so you don't know. I mean, I know everybody knows.
Probably took him off in between takes.
Well, but I've never actually had anybody explain. I don't even know what the story is. How could he live with scissors?
His maker actually gave him hands, but he cut him up when he was trying to use them. And
so, did he die or did he starve? I mean, what's the ending?
The movie is he goes back to the house where his kind of creator and him lived, and just lived the rest of his life.
Oh my. Well, okay. Anyway, but it was a huge thing. Everybody knows Edward Scissorhands, but I had no idea what it's really about.
So he goes back to his lair and leads the life of a recluse.
I'll be damned.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, my hands are fine. And ladies, I can still drive at night. Thank you.
I can't. Obviously, I can't, as I proved last night.
Put your Porsche in a ditch, my God, man.
Porsche. In a ditch,
A ditch. Our 4 o'clock hour is 4:23. Our 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends at Atlanta Safe House. Silly, you need a safe. Come on, don't be an idiot like the Kimmer was. I'm getting better. They have a showroom in Ackworth on Industrial Boulevard. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Pistol safes, gun safes, jewelry safes, they got it all. AtlantaSafeHouse.com. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Now, more about Meta. Used to be Facebook is changing to try to be more amenable to all different points of view. They've gotten rid of their fact checkers and stuff, so they're trying to, and they're doing it again because of Donald Trump. A lot of things are happening because of Donald Trump.
Do you see the headline New York Post just put out?
Jimmy Carter? Oh, I'm on Fox News.
No, it's better than that. Clock's ticking. Trump warns Hamas all hell will break out if terror group doesn't release hostages before he takes office.
And again, I was listening this morning. The morning show, I think it might have been Glenn Beck, was interviewing somebody this morning. Or no, I beg your pardon. He was playing an interview with a member of the Trump team. It might have been what's his name? Not Larry Miller. Stephen Miller. Might have been. I can't remember whether it's him or not. He was being interviewed. Somebody's being interviewed. A Trump supporter and a conservative supporter was being interviewed by a liberal reporter. A politician being interviewed by a liberal reporter, and the liberal reporter says, "Well, of course, you're siding with Donald Trump on the issues of the so forth." He said, "Well, name me one." And the bottom line is that the guy actually said, "Well, I mean, are you saying that Donald Trump says there's going to be all hell to pay if they don't get those hostages back? I mean, what do you think he means?" And the guy said, "Do you really want me to explain what Donald Trump means when he says there's going to be hell to pay?" I mean, these people they can't stop. I mean, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. I mean, I think January 20th and 21st, when we hear overnight what he did that day before, on the January 20th, by 21st, we're going, oh my God, this is going to be great.
Well, after Israel pretty much showed what you should do with Hamas and Hezbollah, supposedly last night, the Palestinian Authority went after some of Hamas strongholds.
Oh, really?
Supposedly.
Well, they're afraid. I mean, believe me. And by the way, how can we still have 6 or 7 Americans held hostage?
Well,
Americans.
Look who's your president.
Yeah,
it's Jimmy Carter light.
And when Donald Trump says there's going to be hell to pay,
wipe them off the face of the earth.
Go get them, baby. And I mean, it's changed. The Republicans, Donald Trump, the whole. And again, it's not. I think, obviously Donald Trump lost because of Trump hate the last time, but Donald Trump won as much for what he believes in for the future of the country, but also for the hate of what happened to this country in the last 4 years. I mean, people who are not political were saying, we can't do this again. We can't keep doing this. Man, this is a joke. So, I mean, thank God. But again, the effort is working because McDonald's now has started scrapping its DEI, didn't earn it. Shifting legal landscape, they say, is why, after the Supreme Court ruled that affirmative action is not to be used in college admissions, the McDonald's company's now saying, well, we're going to shift our tactics now. Much like Walmart, John Deere, Harley Davidson rolling back their DEI initiatives, McDonald's now will retire goals for achieving diversity at senior leadership levels. They encourage suppliers to develop diversity training, and they're going to end that too. They increase the number of minority group members represented within their ranks. They're going to end that too. It will pause external surveys. Companies like Lowe's and Ford declined to participate in annual surveys by the Human Rights Campaign measuring your inclusion in your workplace for trannies and gays. And McDonald's says, "Now, we're going to. Sorry, something's going on here." Donald Trump tapped Stephen Miller as corporate DEI policy chief, incoming deputy chief of policy. J.D. Vance introduced a bill in the Senate to end programs in the federal government for DEI. You know, the guy Robbie Starbuck, the conservative political commentator, he keeps threatening companies, and that's when they keep changing. He called McDonald's recently and said, he told McDonald's, "I'm doing a story on you and your woke policies." Son of a gun. McDonald's then has now announced it's updating its policies and planned the announcement, but we might as well release it now. Oh, okay, that's good. Now, on the other hand, Costco. There's a board member named Jeff Rakes, who's a former CEO of Bill and Melinda Gates' foundation. He's been a Costco board of directors for almost 20 years. He says he wants to, Costco shut down a request to dismantle DEI. Costco is keeping DEI. This guy, Jeff Rakes, the co-founder of the Rakes Foundation and Big Shot with Costco, says attacks on DEI aren't just bad for business, they hurt our economy. A diverse workforce drives innovation and expands markets. Excuse me, DEI isn't just the right thing to do. It's essential for driving innovation and business. We want you to buck the anti-DEI trend and instead maximize DEI efforts at work. He says, you damn opportunistic politicians are trying to frighten and divide the country, making DEI a dirty word, like guys like Donald Trump. Well, the board's response to shut down the activists calling for them to cancel their memberships at major retail wholesaler people like the Costco company. Consumers are shopping at competitors like Sam's Club until the board supports softening the DEI policies. If Costco is so dedicated to doubling down on DEI, then they should do right by their shareholders and change before we turn our attention on them, says Robbie Starbuck on X. Please. Yeah. Many says, I'm a Costco member and shareholder, and I say this crap has got to go. You got to end this DEI stuff. This woke Costco board has got to go. I'm not going to shop there. I've been a longtime shareholder, but I'll vote accordingly. It's time to call them out. Drop the policy. In return, the Costco board holder said, we don't care about you, and I hope you all die in a hay baling accident or something. It's a terrible attitude by those people. Excuse me.
Flounder just sent you a little thing about the wildfires going on right now in Pacific Palisades, and they're in Los Angeles. And that's where Reagan's Ranch was. I used to know a man who lived up above Reagan's Ranch, looking down on some of it in the ocean. Really? Beautiful place up there. Apocalyptic inferno rips through celebrity-packed L.A. mansions. Thousands run for their lives but are trapped in gridlocked traffic. That's Hawaii. That's Lahaina all over again, isn't it?
Holy smoke. Is this the wind thing? They've been warning about the winds.
Santa Ana type.
And it was like 100 miles an hour.
There's something out there. I lived out there for some of those. Those are amazing.
The San An, I mean, there's a whole season for it when they, they literally are 100 miles an hour. Hell, hurricane's 75. So, I mean, this is serious business. And when it all takes is a spark, and whoosh. Anyway, Santa Monica, Palisades, can get much worse before it gets better. Windstorm hit Southern California this week. Wow. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 4:31. Let's do Pete's tweets coming up. Listen, I got my sign, got my thing right here. How about that? Pete's tweets coming up, and Flounder's funnies and actual stuff. It's only Tuesday. Oh my God! Look out! Here we go.
Hey, it's Flounder, and the Kimmer Show is live every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m.
Is there anything that personifies the narcissistic nature of these people? And I'm saying these people, that they want to be known as like the royal we. That I am so important that you are just a you. Yeah. You're just singular. Well, I'm plural. I must be known as plural because I'm greater than you. It's pure narcissism.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey, by the way, it's almost time for the Trump administration, too, but it is time right now for Trump Care. Hey, if you have a health insurance issue going on, like you're trying to find a plan that fits or maybe that you can afford, skyrocketing health insurance premiums, well, listen, I don't know about that stuff officially. I don't go through contracts and fine print and things like that, charts, graphs, but I know who does. The health insurance doctor giving you Trump Care. Self-employed, maybe, small business owner, close to Medicare, maybe one of those COBRA plans. I've did that, I've done that years ago. Health insurance doctors got you covered. You can save up to 60% on annual premiums under Trump Care. Nationwide PPOs, zero deductibles when you go to the doctor. Maybe you don't pay that $50. Hospitals where you want to go, instead year-round programs. They have IRS penalties for some of the things. I don't know anything about that, but the health insurance doctor does. And by the way, he's going to look up all the stuff for you. We got all the charts and data and files and fine print and tables and all that stuff. And you don't have to pay him. He's going to come up with your plan, and you don't have to pay him. I know. It's true. The health insurance doctor, here's a phone number, 678-523-0759. Check him out on the web, healthinsurancedoctor.net.
The new year is a time of reflection on the past year and the hope for the year to come. Last year was kind of dicey, especially for Israel and the Jewish people with the devastating and ongoing multiple front war. It's an unprecedented rise in global anti-Semitism and the loss of many Jewish lives. But last year, we also saw the uprising of love and support from you, my listeners, through my partnership with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Your support of the IFCJ has saved lives and answered prayers. Thanks to the generosity of you, bomb shelters have been built and placed. Life-saving food and emergency supplies have been provided to evacuees and those in critical need. And protective gear and medical equipment has also been distributed to first responders on the front lines. But there's still a lot to do. Join the movement of those who have raised their voices to support Israel and the Jewish people by visiting supportifcj.org. That's one word, supportifcj.org.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
The Bulldogs get defensive back Jaden Harris, who transfers from the Hurricanes. The College Football Playoff Committee says it will stop scheduling their games against NFL games. FanDuel has Canes quarterback Cam Ward the favorite to go first in the draft, then Buffalo players Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter. The Titans have fired their GM, but the Bears, for some reason, want to interview current Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy. In a thrilling game that came down to an onside kick, North Dakota State wins their 10th FCS title by holding off previously unbeaten Montana State 35-32. Pete Davis, Extra 106.3 Sports.
For more local sports, head over to The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. And for the latest political news and talk, stick with Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now the security riddle of the day. When times get tough, where do you keep your stuff? Answer, in a quality safe from the Safe House, of course. Don't go to a big box store and get a fake safe. That would be as effective as Joe Biden's fake border policy. For over 30 years, the Safe House has been providing the best quality safes on the market. Brands like Browning, Fort Knox, and Champion. And with the largest selection of safes on display in Georgia, we're confident we can help you pick the right safe to fit your needs. So drop by our huge showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Spring might feel far away, but it's closer than you think. Now's the time to start planning what Echo power equipment you're going to need for the season. And Howard Brothers is making it easy this year. On Wednesday, March 5th, Howard Brothers is having their annual Gear Up Day sale and Echo's one-day sale at all of their locations. 2 sales, 1 day to get us geared up. Visit Howard Brothers and check out Echo's professional-grade equipment and start planning your spring the right way. Let's gear up for spring with Howard Brothers and Echo.
There we go. Only me in front of the camera with Pete Davidson. Hold on there. Oh, we got some. Oh, boy. We may have a power problem up there in the mountains of Macon. We'll keep you posted. Kimber Pete Flauta, 436 with Aerosmith. 1974, Aerosmith played at the Michigan Theater in Detroit. It was the first date on their 56th date North American Get Your Wings tour. Aerosmith. 1974, And our birthday list. Hold on a second before that. Phone calls take priority. Rick the Painter. Rick, you're on the radio, man. Happy Tuesday. What's going on?
Hey, Kimmer. Hey, brother. Happy Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was just wanting to call. I like to try to stay on topic, but actually, I'm calling about, your dentist. You like to talk about how happy you are with your dentist.
Oh, happy dentist girl. I know a guy wants to go back once a week just to get his teeth filled, just take the gas and play with a dog. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm the same way with my dentist, Kimmer. I promise you.
Really?
Matter of fact, I'm like I take the gas. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
But I like my dentist so much. I left her a little plaque.
You left her a plaque. You left her a plaque, ladies and gentlemen. You left this dentist some plaque. A plaque. Oh, thank you.
Oh, boy. I came back just in time for that.
Oh, my God. Well, we got Pete back on audio. We don't have his picture back yet. But, do we have to recycle it? Is that all you have to? It's just all me all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm here.
Flounders just fixed it. This is amazing. Well, we got one back. No, it's not quite working yet. But again, we have this modern technology, so everything's fine. And in the meantime, while we can still hear everybody. Everything's fine. It is radio, so this is kind of an extra thing for the YouTube people.
There we are.
He's back, Pete Davis. Is it sleeting or snowing or anything, or weather okay?
Might be a little windy.
That's the other thing. And by the way, apparently we are actually this radio station is having a discussion about Friday. It's something. And now my assumption is the latest I saw, and again I haven't seen since last night or this morning. I guess I saw the maps this morning. The latest I saw indicated that we're probably going to get some bad weather, but we're not going to get an ice storm or anything.
Snow, probably.
Yeah,
I'm getting snow.
Yeah.
You're getting mix.
Yeah, but again, if it's 37, 40 degrees, then there may not be any much of a big deal of anything. But again, we'll see. Again, it's only Tuesday, so we got a couple of days ago. So there you go. All right, our birthday list includes Jan Wenner, 79, robust Rolling Stone founder and publisher. He launched the career of the almost famous Ben Fong Torres, who turned 80 today. I don't know what that means. Was that the movie Almost Famous?
He was, but he didn't write that movie. I don't think he.
That was a very good. That was a good movie, and I liked the ending where he showed up at the girl's house, as I remember correctly, and kind of made her come to grips with something and stuff. And
good movie.
Yeah, I think that was a good movie. Also, kind of a sort of a sports-related thing here, Pete Davis. We're going to do tweets here in a second. 1925, a swimmer named Johnny Weissmuller set a world record in the 150-yard freestyle with a time of 1 minute, 25 2/5 seconds. Johnny Weissmuller would become Tarzan of the jungle in the movies, and for the record, the famous nude scene, Maureen O'Sullivan does not appear as Jane during the film's famous nude swimming sequence. Maureen O'Sullivan is instead doubled by a woman named Josephine McKim, a member of the 1924 and 1928 women's Olympic swim teams, one of the 4 American swimmers on that team to win the 1928 gold medal in the 400-meter freestyle relay. It was not Maureen O'Sullivan, but there's a little more to the story here. The nude swimming scene was originally filmed in 3 different versions. Jane wearing her traditional costume, Jane topless, and Jane completely naked. American states were empowered at that time to enact individual censorship laws. 3 different versions of the scene were filmed in order to allow individual states to select the version of the scene which best conformed to their laws. All 3 versions were eventually removed from the film because of protests from conservative religious groups, particularly the powerful Catholic Legion of Decency. Again, we're talking in the 1920s here. The nude version of the scene was discovered in the vaults of Turner Entertainment during the late 1990s after he bought it from MGM, the film library. It was restored to most subsequent versions of the film on the direct orders of Turner Entertainment chairman Ted Turner himself. In the restored version of the scene, Tarzan is depicted wearing his traditional loincloth, while Jane appears fully nude, her costume having been torn off when Tarzan playfully tosses her from a tree to the water below. The scene as it exists today is about 4 minutes in duration. The famous nude scene from 25. Holy cow. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, 441. How's it going? 404-741-1230. There's a lot of things going on in the news here that allow us to have a little fun, maybe crack some jokes, and a lot of folks all over the world are having fun at their expense, and we bring you now something we call Pete's Tweets.
Ed Davey is a stupid limey, basically, over there in England. Nice. Just hates Elon Musk, and he had this to say. People have had enough of Elon Musk interfering with our country's democracy, and he clearly knows nothing about Britain. It's time to summon the U.S. ambassador to ask why an incoming U.S. official is suggesting the U.K. government should be overthrown. All right? So Elon responded, "What exactly do I fail to understand about your failure to stop the mass rape of little girls in Britain, you sniveling cretin?"
Oh, my God. I mean, seriously.
So Ed Davey, who's decrying somebody talking about Britain from the United States, posted this in the past. Global efforts to tackle climate change are on the ballot in the USA today. Please, America, don't let the world down. Vote Hillary. I mean, the rules never apply to these people that they want you to live under.
Oh, my God.
Dave tweets, what do electric cars and diarrhea have in common?
Electric cars and diarrhea. Golly, they just show up and they don't work when you want them to or something. Probably, I don't know what.
The fear of not making it home.
Taking little tiny steps.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, oh, God.
Why is he walking like a robot, Dad? Never mind.
That's fine. Talk to your mother.
Georgie has a tip. If someone is sleeping and you want to make sure they are, gently blow on their eyes. If they are asleep, their eyelids will not flutter, but if they're awake, they will. I learned that from my scout leader who is now in prison. And we all love moon pies. You once mentioned moon pies once, and we got boxes of moon pies.
Yeah, I know. And they have the new flavors and stuff, I guess. Or I don't know.
Guess what? Blueberry flavor.
Oh, I saw you post something on that. I'll bet that's good. I'll bet it's good.
I bet it is.
The only thing I had about moon pies is sometimes they seemed a little dry. They just seemed a little too flaky.
Well, you have an RC Cola.
I know, and that makes sense, and they're tasty. But again, if they could cream it up a little some way, you know what I mean? Just a little.
That's what she said. But anyway,
hello, hey.
When I stock up for Snowmageddon this weekend,
yes, Friday,
I am going to buy me some moon pies because those suckers last forever. Yes, I could live off moon pies for days.
It's like hardtack. It's just all you feed there for you.
True. Hardtack.
In fact, I got a thing on Custer I'm going to try to get to here today also later on, and they talk about hardtack all the time back in the
Aren't
1870s.
you amazed in the book that they told us that no one survived, and that's not true?
Yeah, not true, and by a mile, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your thing there.
No, that's okay. That's all I have.
Okay, well, how about a quickie I got from our friends at the Babylon Bee, which I thought was particularly appropriate, especially we're going to hear from Donald Trump here in a second, here, founder, too. Headline, Babylon Bee. Elliot Trudeau to be humanely euthanized. Yes. Justin, rather, to be humanely euthanized. Let's see. Also, Biden online store clearance sale now offering presidential medals of freedom for $9.99, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, there you go with the thing. 445, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Coming up, you're going to Donald Trump. And he's also talking about Jimmy Carter, who is soon to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol. If you want to watch live, it's on Fox TV. And the ceremony has the casket at the bottom of the steps, and they're about to walk it into the Capitol to lie in state. Jimmy Carter, Washington,
Open
D.C.
casket or closed?
No, closed casket. Well, the flag's over it. I assume it will stay closed. I can't imagine they have an open casket. Well, again, it's closed right now with the flag on it. I assume they're not going to take the flag off and open it when they go inside, but I don't know. We'll find out. They're going to probably show it soon on TV. We'll keep you posted. 546, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder right here.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
I don't think we can calculate how many deaths have occurred in America because Joe Biden decided on his day one that the borders were going to be open. Yes, deaths. Joe Biden killed people with that decision.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers, here to tell you about an incredible event going on the entire month of January at all three of our showrooms. It's Solomon Brothers Jewelers' January Bling Back event. All this month, bring in your old gold jewelry, watches, diamonds, and more, and let us buy them back for cash. Now is the best time to sell your old jewelry because the price of gold is the highest it's ever been, and we will pay you top dollar for all your old pieces. So go through your jewelry box, pick out the pieces you don't wear anymore, then bring them into Solomon Brothers and let us buy them back. We'll take the all gold necklaces, rings, tennis bracelets, earrings, pendants, and more. If it's old and it's gold, don't miss our January Bling Back event, your opportunity to turn your old jewelry into cash. Going on all month long at all three of our Solomon Brothers showrooms on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and on Fisher Crossing Drive in Sharpsburg. You can learn more and always shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Hi, my name is Steve from Marietta, and we hired ATL Turfco to build our dream backyard golf setup. They installed a large 4-hole putting green, a sand bunker, a short game area, and did a full conversion to artificial grass around the pool with decorative retaining walls. ATL Turfco was really creative. They were efficient. The installation was a breeze. Price was completely reasonable, and I definitely appreciated their communication throughout the project. I would definitely recommend ATL Turfco to anybody thinking about doing a backyard makeover. You can check them out online right now at atlturfco.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money, bigger house, maybe a yacht? Or do you think how you feel physically, how you wake up every day, how you sleep, what activities you can and can't do? When you feel good, life is good. It's easy for us to take our health for granted until we can't. I came to that reality when I started feeling pain every day at about 45, and I started to lose hope until I found Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask the pain temporarily. It helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Give their 3-week quick start a try. It's $19.95, less than $1 a day, and it takes one phone call, 800-4-RELIEF. That's 800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com, 1-800-4-RELIEF.
All right, I got enough. We got newsy stuff. We got Flounder's Funnies. We got Black Sabbath. It was 1971. Black Sabbath released Paranoid, their second studio album in America, featuring the best-known signature songs, including the title track Iron Man and War Pigs. The album was originally called War Pigs, but allegedly the record company changed it to Paranoid, fearing backlash from supporters of the ongoing Vietnam War. 1971. So, in fact, I just had a history thing here. I'm going to go back. I wasn't going to do this on that, but since it mentioned it, I will tell you this. That was on. I got a Mr. Phone here. Hold on a second. Oh, crap. Can I stop that? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And, well, now I can't find it. All right. Here, I swear to God, I got it in here somewhere. Now I can't find it. It was on this day, I believe, in 1972. I'm just going by memory now. 1972. I must have erased it. 1972, the Pentagon put out the word, the American government put out the word that no more draft. The draft for Vietnam was over on this particular day. 1972. Yes.
Speaking of draft, have you just basically given up for dressing now for the new year?
Well, do I look like a
No, this is great. This is great. 2 days in a row, you've worn a different. I hope. Yeah. United States Marine sweater.
Well, no, actually, here's the thing. It is a United States Marine Corps long sleeve T-shirt, and I ordered a couple of them. They were on sale for like $20, and I found
it's a good look.
Yeah, it is a good look. And this was a navy blue, and yesterday was black, and I've got something coming in green. And the deal, and I'm trying to, I don't want to look like I hope it doesn't look shiftless or
no, you're youthful. Yeah. It's a good look.
Anyway, and it's just it's been so cold. I last night, I'm not making this up, and I've been in Chicago. I used to do live reports out in the 10 o'clock at night on the live news when it was 60 below zero in Chicago.
Bingo
I've been cold. Okay, I know what cold means. Trust me. But honest to God, last night walking to the parking garage, I was shaking. I was so cold it was in my bones. I was literally going like this down the sidewalk.
After standing outside last night with the tow guy for over an hour, and then went in and ate and everything, but by the time I got to my car to drive home, I literally had to blast the heat. I was shaking.
Yeah.
It was that cold.
Yeah.
I haven't shaken in years. My legs were shaking. It was that freaking cold.
And again, it's chilly. Of course, I'm on blood thinner, so obviously I'm overreacting to things. But also that parking garage is all concrete, and it's freezing in there. And the hawk comes flying through the garage. Oh, geez. Anyway, all right.
The only place colder in Atlanta is the Georgia State MARTA station, which is raised up like 2 or 3 stories above ground and faces directly east to west, and it's open on both ends.
I'll bet that's a nightmare. I've never been there. Oh, my Lord. 4:53. Kim Repeat and Flounder. 404-741-1230 if you want to join us. Birthday list includes Kenny Loggins, 77 years old today. Boy, he's had a whole bunch of hits. Holy cow. I'm all right. Little Caddyshack thing, among others. Millions of hits. I'll see. Birthday list includes a musical birthday thing here for you. Oh, no, that's history. Where the hell's my birthday? Well, I lost it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I had it. Oh, crap. I can't find it now. Well,
it's 2 and 5 minutes.
I know. I just can't believe it. All right, I'll do this one over here. How about Jennifer Carpenter? Again, her name was not on the founder list, and she was on one of my... Jennifer Carpenter's 46. She was the girl on Dexter, his actual real-life wife, or at least was, and she played his sister on Dexter, the cop sister. What's her name? Morgan. Jennifer, what's her name? Morgan. Jennifer Carpenter, 46 years old. And on this day in history, a little musical thing for you. On this day, 1958, Gibson patented its fabulous Flying V electric guitar in 1958, and the design has become a favorite and still is for rock and rollers. The Flying V from 1958, and on the same day, 1967, Country Charlie Pride became the first black guy to sing at the Grand Ole Opry. 1967. Well, what a hit. And again, they didn't put his picture on album covers at first because they didn't know if people would care that he was black. But she didn't sound it, and he was a great star, and is a terrific, talented guy.
Yeah, anyway. Good singer.
Country Charlie Pride, absolutely. 4:54, holy cow. Kim Repeat and Flounder. The Superior Court in Fulton County has ruled that Fannie the Floozy, the disgraced district attorney of Fulton County, will have to pay more than $21,000 to Judicial Watch after they sued her for the records of the meetings she had with Jack Smith the other prosecutor in the other Trump case, and the meetings they had about January 6th in the committee. And she refused to hand over the records. And so the judge says, and so they sued for the money for the cost of it. And the judge has now ruled that she has to pay them for the cost of having to sue her to go get the records. The problem is she didn't give them the records. So, I mean, this is still fishy and stinky from the beginning, and it's all going to be overthrown. We all know it's all going to be overthrown. 4:55. A couple of other things breaking. Senator John Fetterman, again, this is an amazing story. This guy is really becoming a leader of the non-woke Democrats. He's sounding way more conservative or middle of the road or kind of an old-fashioned Democrat guy. He's saying, let's give Trump a chance, and don't, if you're against America, I'm not your fan. If you're a liberal but you hate America, I don't want to be with you. And he's now saying he was the first Democrat in the Senate to sponsor the Laken Riley Act, named after, of course, the young girl here in Georgia at Athens who got murdered by the illegal scumbag. The legislation named after Laken Riley, and it will finally allow the government to arrest and imprison and deport the illegal aliens who commit crimes. Before, if you committed things like burglary and robbery or theft, you got away with it. If you were an illegal alien, they made you sign something and tell you to come back later, and now they're saying, no, we're going to arrest you and then put you in detention and then deport you. Finally, I mean, my God, Laken Riley Act. And isn't it nice they named it after her? I mean, they could have named it after a lot of people. And it was an important case, and it was a big case. 4:56. Coming up after the top of the hour, we're going to hear from Donald Trump. Had a great news conference today. And again, I love he's doing great news conferences. He sounds great. He's happy. He's taking questions from anybody about everything. And it's such a breath of fresh air after what's happened. I mean, I forgot how much I miss a presidential news conference. I mean, again, for 4 years, we had to, he wouldn't say anything. He was all grumpy and grouchy. He didn't make any sense. I mean, oh my God. And now Donald Trump says, yeah, I'll take anything you want for in 2 hours. No problem. I mean, what a breath of fresh air. And by the way, Mr. President-to-be Donald Trump was talking about Jimmy Carter. Again, it's being laid in rest here. In fact, they just walked up the Capitol steps with his casket and are walking into the Capitol building. And we'll keep you posted as Jimmy Carter is going to be laid to rest. And I assume it's a closed casket, but I don't know. The flag's over it right now, but again, whether they change that inside, I don't know. Oh, we got Founders Funnies. We're at 4:57. What do you got to Nucky's home?
Families in the funeral business. I go home and help out every year at the beginning of deer hunting season in Kentucky because for us, we get real busy at the funeral home. Yeah, we're not the brightest bunch, okay? People get excited, get out there, and there's a lot of mishaps, things going awry. It happens. It happens. But I went home. I wish I was making it up. I went home back in October, went home, and we got a call about 2 in the morning. And my uncle goes, I'll pick it up if you'll work it in the morning. I said, yes, sir. So I run down there to cold storage and I pop them out and I look at the chart and I look at the body and I got a little startled, and I don't get startled. I've seen a whole lot of death. And I look at the chart and I look at him. It was my boyfriend from my sophomore year of high school. Oh, man. Honey, that butthole cheated on me. The Lord works in mysterious ways, don't he?
Oh, my. Who's that there, Flounder?
That is Miss Tricia Shure.
Tricia Shure. I think we've heard her before. I like her
a couple of
country accent. Yeah, she sounds pretty good. Let's see. By the way, we don't quite have time for this, but coming up, we're going to do a little musical reminder of something that was very important in the life of yours truly, concerning, and still kind of my visiting with my horses on the weekend. Again, not my horses. I go play with other people's horses every weekend, and it's my sanity as we go. So we got also some very fun news for the stove lady. If you missed it earlier this afternoon, and our comment yesterday about the lady who just needs a stove and doesn't want anything special, well, you're going to hear some good news, and I'll bet it does your heart good like it does ours. 404-741. It's only 1230. 741-1230. It's only me, the Kipper, Pete Davis, and Flounder coming up on 5 o'clock. Holy crap, it's sports standing by too. Look out, here we go.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Jimmy Carter at the Capitol. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. There's a service happening now for President Jimmy Carter before he lies in state at the Capitol Rotunda for people to come pay their respects until a funeral at Washington National Cathedral Thursday morning. Seth Jacobson worked in the Carter White House and with him later on his humanitarian projects.
All of us who worked in the presidency and the White House or in agencies all sort of took pleasure in working with them post-presidency because of his dedication.
He was on America Reports on Fox today. Jimmy Carter will be buried in a family plot next to his wife, Rosalind, at a national park named for him in Plains, Georgia. Speaking to reporters in Florida, President-elect Trump won't say he would not rule out using military or economic force to take control of the Panama Canal and make Greenland part of the United States. It's a territory of Denmark now.
People really don't even know if Denmark has any legal right to it. But if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security. That's for the free world. I'm talking about protecting the free world.
Meantime, a federal judge for now is blocking the release of final special counsel investigation reports on President-elect Trump, and a court in New York says his sentencing on criminal hush money charges may go ahead Friday. The Biden administration is asking a federal appeals court to block a plea agreement for 9/11 attack mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and two co-defendants that would spare him the death penalty. President Biden's trip to Southern California to announce the creation of 2 new national monuments today is canceled, the White House says, because of a big windstorm there. There are brush fires breaking out.
Southern California is under a red flag warning. Cal Fire revealing with strong Santa Ana winds and low humidity, any spark could lead to a fast, uncontrollable wildfire spread. The National Weather Service says parts of Los Angeles and Ventura counties could see wind gusts of 50 to 80 miles per hour, with isolated gusts up to 80 to 100 miles per hour in the mountains and foothills.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin in L.A. America's listening to Fox News.
This month and every month, we remember the over 66 million babies whose lives have been senselessly sacrificed on the altar of abortion. Surely, the left doesn't understand the repercussions of a land that takes the blood of the innocent. And that should only motivate us more to save more babies and their moms. Preborn is a network of clinics, and they fight every day to save more babies and more moms. To date, they've rescued over 300,000 babies' lives by introducing a mom to her child on an ultrasound. That baby's chance at life doubles. Preborn showers moms and babies with God's love and assistance for up to 2 years. So when they shout abortion, we shout life. Let's save more babies this year than last. One ultrasound is just $28, and only $140 will help rescue 5 babies. All of the gifts are tax deductible. So donate securely. Dial pound 250. Say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby. Or go to preborn.com/Beck. Preborn.com/Beck. Sponsored by Preborn.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg. Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer 503 with Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls. Crispy and cool, and maybe a snowy, wet, wintry, freezy, rainy kind of a sleet thing coming up by Friday. In fact, they were saying it's going to hit part of the country again starting tomorrow. And this radio station is actually having meetings about what to do in case the weather looks bad for Friday and having contingency plans and stuff like that. So that's good. Anyway, how you doing? It's only me, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got a million things of this stuff. We're going to hear from Donald Trump here shortly, and we're going to hear from the Bill Maher case. And again, I think it's a great sign that finally even the liberals who still hate Donald Trump are saying we have to stop being idiots, you people, and stop blaming people for things that they should not be blamed for and bring our country back. But thank God that we got it in the first place. Okay, well, all this stuff is coming up. First of all, if you don't mind, a quick update. This really does my heart good. The other day, actually it was before It was Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, we got a note from a woman whose name I won't give, and she said that she had told the story. She'd been a long-time listener for years and years and years, and she said, I'm not looking for anything. I don't want any preferential treatment. I'm just trying to buy a stove. The problem is she got sick. She got problems. She had surgery, and she lost her job. Then she went back kind of like part-time and didn't have any money. During the last several months, her upright freezer broke. She had to try to replace it, and the refrigerator broke down, had to try to replace that with a compressor, and then her stove broke. And this was 2 days before Christmas. She contacted us on Christmas Eve. She said it's a 40-year-old Sears gas stove with oven that broke down. Can't find replacement parts. So she said, I've got $200 or $300 and would love to pay to someone who maybe is rehabbing a house and getting rid of a stove that they can sell to me if it's like a used stove or something like that. I'm thinking, oh, my God, how horrible is this? Said if they could have someone that I could pay $200 or $300 for it, if they could deliver it in a neutral site in Kennesaw. I have a coworker who'd be willing to bring it to my house and install it. Again, I'm a listener a long time, since the 90s, but I don't want to be recognized and don't want any preferential treatment. I'm just looking to see if I could buy a stove. Well, guess what? And then she said, by the way, I don't feel like I'm in a hurry for something because I have enough food, I think, to last me for a few weeks. Before I can get a stove, be able to cook things again. And my heart just went, oh, my God. So I mentioned that yesterday. Well, here we go. Guess what, Stove Lady? And I won't mention your name, but guess what, Stove Lady? We have listeners who are at the Parkway Used Appliances store in Cobb County on Canton Road in Marietta. Parkway Used Appliances. Flounder, I don't have their name. It says ask for Pamela. They heard the story, and they got in contact with Flounder and said, give us this woman's contact information. So they're all getting together, and they told the Stove Lady, just ask for Pamela. So there's at least one person named Pamela up at the Parkway Used Appliances on Canton Road in Marietta. If you know these people or have heard of these people or whatever, God bless them. Parkway Used Appliances. Guess what, Stove Lady? You're getting your stove. And guess what else, Stove Lady? They're also giving you a refrigerator. And Flounder mentioned there was a fellow named Bob who said, no, I'll take care of that refrigerator for her, too. So you're going to get your stove, and you're going to get a refrigerator as kind of a double whammy, just because, what the heck? Tis the season. And I feel great about this. I really do. And I will keep you posted. I don't know who this is. I'm sure I probably will recognize her or do if it comes forward that way. But in the meantime, thank you all. We got Donnie and was it Donnie and Julie? Venmo'd me $50 to give to her, and I don't have a Venmo account, so I'm trying to figure out how to get it to the woman or where it is, if it's even in the air someplace.
I will look at it later on.
Okay, that's from our podcast days when I used to have a post office box too, and I don't have that anymore. Anyway, so thank you all, and Flounder.
You got rid of our post office box?
Well, yeah. What use it for? For what?
Where are our revenue checks going to go? Our royalty checks going to go?
We were getting almost $100 a month for like a year there.
That was a bill.
That was great.
That was a bill you were getting.
Luckily, that was exactly the same amount of money it cost me to rent that safety deposit box.
Got a couple phone calls whenever you're ready.
Let's take the call. 508, Kim Repeat and Flounder. What do you got, Flounder?
First we got Dave. He wants to chime in on a few topics you were talking about earlier.
Dave, you're on the radio, man. What's up?
Hey, Kimmer. So my question with the Laken Riley thing, that's all good and good intentions and everything, but it seems like if they're just letting them go again and deporting them, what's going to stop them from coming back in? I mean, I say you remove the right to appeal and march them straight to the gallows.
Well, obviously, I think everything's going to change. At least we have it on the record. The problem was before, judges were letting them go for theft and burglary and stuff like that. Now, at least they have the authority to hold them up, and I guarantee, we're all hoping that Tom Holman is going to really make sure that these things are carried out to the letter of the law. But again, you're right. I mean, these sanctuary cities, and by the way, the other good news is Donald Trump says he's going to outlaw sanctuary cities. And now whether he can do that or not, I don't know. But again, at least the effort is there. But I'm sure you're probably right, Damon. This could be, it could be another step where if they don't help us on the local level, it's not going to mean squat. And we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. well, looking forward to what's coming. So,
yeah, me too, man. I'm
glad you're back on the air.
Thanks, I appreciate it. You're very, very kind. 509, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. You got another one there, Flounder, offhand?
Yeah, we got Martin on the horn.
Hey, Martin, how's it going? Welcome, sir. What's up?
All is great. So, listen, preparation, instead of focusing entirely on selling radio commercials, what have you.
Yeah.
Preparation for the storm coming up. Go out, buy the white bread and milk now, take it by you at church, and leave it for the, food bank thing. And on the way, since you live in the area, run by, what do they call it, Total Bottle on North Point, and stock up for
Total Bottle. Total Bottle.
You know what I'm talking about.
That's a great name.
We can't plug for them.
Speaking of great names, and that reminds me, last night on public broadcasting on the TV Guide, I remember looking, and there was a program called Wine, Women, Dementia.
Oh, my God. All right, listen, the company with the used stuff, you need to plug them repeatedly.
Yeah,
Parkway. That was very kind. It was a great story.
Yeah, Parkway Used Appliances on Canton Road in Marietta. And I don't know anything about them. I guess it seems like a little mom and pop store of used appliances. I mean, what a great story. What a great American story. I mean, think about it. Here's a woman who's obviously by herself and hurt and struggling and hasn't have a freaking stove and everything broke. I mean, my God. And these people at this used appliance store, Parkway, said, "Oh, we'll take care of it." I mean, just, it's little things like this, Martin. I tell you, it makes my heart good. It makes me just feel good about being an American and a human being again,
Put together an interview with the appliance store and the young lady.
Believe me, whenever I can get any of these people to talk and do it, I wish I could just drive up there right now and shake their hand and take a selfie or something.
We'll get the two of them on the phone together.
Yeah, we'll do something. We'll hope to get something. And again, this sweet lady may be very shy and doesn't. And again, obviously, she wanted them to meet somewhere so her friend could bring it over. So clearly, she's not looking for publicity or anything. But I guarantee you that we want to know more about this. And I'll bet she's just
kudos for you for instigating all of this.
Well, no, Flounder got the message and gave it to me, and we saw. Well, let's do it right after the Christmas break. We'll see if we can help this lady. And boy, it didn't take long.
Then kudos to Flounder, not you.
Well, there you go. All right, thanks, Martin. I appreciate it. Again, I don't even know whether she's gotten the word yet, whether she's actually heard.
Yes, I've put her in touch with the store. She's going to call them tomorrow.
Oh, good. Excellent. All right, outstanding. Well, anyway, so this is going to be a happy ending story. All right, 512. Let's do a quick. We got Pete Davis coming up here in a second. Flounder, let's play the first of the Trump cuts. Donald Trump was asked about a whole bunch of things Mar-a-Lago today. We're going to play cut number 3, and he was asked about he wants to take care of Panama and he wants Greenland. Well, here's what he says about the Gulf of Mexico. Cut number 3.
It's ours. We're going to be changing sort of the opposite of Biden, where he's closing everything up, essentially getting rid of $50 to $60 trillion worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate. And Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them. And we're going to put very serious tariffs on Mexico and Canada.
And Canada. And he's also going to talk about Greenland. In fact, Don Trump went there, taking a little trip. And we got all that other stuff coming up and the latest other thing. And Bill Maher reading the riot act to that snotty little pretty and pink actor in the 2.5 Men guy, John Cryer. Still haven't learned their lessons. All coming up first. Holy Crap at Sports Data by 513. Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Congratulations to Stove Lady. And a Merry Christmas a few days late. God bless you all.
Hey, it's Rhino from The Morning Extra, getting your weekday morning started from 6 to 10 a.m.
Running this country is not difficult if you have the political will to do so. 1.8 million federal employees. That is 300,000 more than Amazon. 1.5 million more than who runs Microsoft. Like, we're talking like these worldwide conglomerate, massive companies that are changing the world.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hey, by the way, coming up in sports, we have a birthday of a great protector. Speaking of great protectors, how about David Van Sant? Yes, all right, I'm sorry. That was... all right, I tried. David Van Sant, you got to love this guy, you know, Van Sant Law. And by the way, David Van Sant's the kind of patriot America needs right now, and he's been on the side of the good guys for a very, very long time. He actually has taken his own time to congratulate when things are done the right way in America, as opposed to just talking about what a great lawyer he is. I'm sure. Anyway, you got to appreciate that. David Van Sant, he used to work for the insurance company. So you're driving along, you boom, bam, pow, somebody runs a light or whatever, you get hit. Don't get in a fist fight. Make sure you're okay. And before you sign anything and before you make any deal with insurance companies, make sure you get a hold of David Van Sant. Now, insurance company, and they have those tables and charts and graphs and say, well, it should cost this much. Well, David Van Sant says, excuse me, no, sorry, it's going to cost you this much. And of course, he wins, and that's why you win, because if you don't win, he doesn't win. So he's really in it for you. Van Sant Law. I'm telling you, this is the best way to go. And remember, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Here's a number. Put this in your phone. 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8 year old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensate for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, Atlanta's engagement ring and wedding band destination since 1939. Why? Easy. Hand-picked diamonds that just shine brighter at a value that can't be beat. An unbelievable selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, from classic to modern to off the wall, because hey, you like what you like. And because we've been jewelers for generations, we can bring your dream ring to life with full custom abilities. If you're getting engaged, we make shopping for diamonds easy with Atlanta's best staff of trained gemologists. Tell us what matters to you, and we'll work together to get you the best value. We're a small family-owned business. We live here. We want you to like us. Already engaged? Congrats, you found your perfect match. Time for your ring to find its perfect match. Just bring yourself, your partner, stack them up, and try as many wedding band looks as you can dream up. Make it personal with touches like birthstones and engraving. So when it's time for the next chapter, come see Atlanta's most trusted jeweler since 1939, D. Geller & Son, in Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Look out, 518 Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And I'm not sure whether in 1927 Meadowlark Lemon was around, but it's when the Harlem Globetrotters played their first game in Hinckley, Illinois, and the white team lost. But now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports at Pete Davis.
Meadowlark wasn't old enough to be on that team, and maybe a Goose Tatum or some guys like him.
You've seen them. I've seen them in person. I mean, what a treat.
They used to come through every year in March, and for my birthday, my sister's birthday, they would take us to see the Globetrotters.
And it never gets cold with the bucket full of confetti.
Curly Neal was the best at that.
Oh, man.
Just the best.
What a treat. Anyway, Pete Davis, what's going on, sir?
The Raiders have fired head coach Antonio Pierce after a 4-13 season as a placeholder coach. Yeah. Hopefully, Brock Bowers will get a real head coach now and not waste his career. So now that's 2 head coaches shown the door after just 1 season. So it can happen. Falcons.
Notice.
Yet Raheem still has his gig. Why? Well, pull up a chair, boys and girls, and let me tell you a long and sad tale about a team called the Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins has yet to talk to the media since the season ended. Supposedly he wasn't there when the locker room opened up, or he didn't come through on Monday either. So, and he's not alone. There's other players haven't done it either. Jake Matthews and I think Bates didn't do it either. Speaking of great players wasting their careers with bad franchises, like Bowers is probably going to do, and Bijan Robinson, BroBible.com has ranked all NFL teams from worst to best. Where do you think the Atlanta Falcons?
What are there? 32? How many teams are there?
32.
32. Well, they've got. I'll bet they're ranked probably 26 or 7 or so. Probably
higher.
Higher than that. 19 Falcons.
Exactly.
Really?
19. That's right. Don't get too proud though. That's just behind the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh my.
And just ahead of the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh boy.
Which I understand are still in the league.
What happened? Oh, my. Yeah.
Here's what Bro Bible said about the Falcons, and I quote, Raheem Morris seems like a good defensive coordinator and a great guy. He's not head coach material, and the fact the Falcons are going to head into next season with him in charge does not bode well, end quote. Where have we heard that before?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. And yet another insult to Atlanta fans. The Falcons lost Sunday to a Panthers team that gave up 534 points this season. That is the most ever in NFL history.
Oh, my God. I mean, you did a remarkable commentary yesterday about the Falcons after the final game and so forth. To say that it's a statistic again, that number of what now?
Carolina gave up 534 points this season, the most ever in NFL history.
And we couldn't beat them, even though they kept trying in overtime. Yeah, right.
Yeah. The Jags have asked to interview former Bulldogs OC Todd Monken, who is currently the OC with the Ravens. The Bulldogs add defensive back Jaden Harris, who transfers from the Hurricanes. Former UAB safety Adrian Maddox has flipped from the Gators to Georgia. And Texas A&M transfer receiver Noah Thomas is committed to UGA. Former Crimson Tide and Bulldogs DB Jake Pope has committed to UNLV. Bulldogs star defenders Jalen Walker and Miguel Williams are headed to the draft, where they could continue the school's run of first-round selections. Both made their draft declarations yesterday on Instagram. Walker, the inside linebacker, won the Butkus Award, the nation's top linebacker, has first-team All-SEC honors alongside Williams, a defensive end.
Okay, excellent.
Boise State big-time running back Ashton Jeanty is passing up his final season of eligibility and will enter the NFL draft. Former South Dakota State star quarterback Mark Gronowski expected to sign with Iowa. Does he know they don't yet have the forward pass there? I don't think they've sold him a bill of goods. They don't throw the ball there.
No, they don't.
Poor bastard. The College Football Playoff Committee may be slow, but they're still stupid.
Oh.
They've now realized just now that scheduling college football playoff games up against NFL games is a no-win scenario. So they're rethinking what all of us knew decades ago. You don't do that.
No, it's kind of silly.
Personally, I prefer college, but nobody else does, so that's the way. Betting site FanDuel says Canes quarterback Cam Ward, the favorite to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Take that, Dion.
Really? Wow.
The Titans will likely pick a quarterback first overall. They have Buffalo players Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter going second and third, FanDuel does. Well, I think it's down to, Shadur, Cam Ward is the top 2. I think, Jackson Dart improved from Ole Miss. I don't think he's an NFL starting quarterback, but I think he improved his lot the last few games on that. Speaking of the Titans, they just fired their GM, but are keeping their head coach, Brian Callahan. His first season, 3-14. Yeah. He is the Raheem Morris of Nashville. Yeah. That's what I'm dubbing. After my rant yesterday about the Falcons, Patricia tweeted me, "Be blessed, you're not a Bears fan. My boys sucked big time."
Yeah.
Well, I got bad news for you, Patricia. They're still sucking. For some reason, maybe they've been in a coma for the last 5 years, but Chicago wants to talk to interim Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy for their open gig.
Yeah.
Stupid is as stupid does. Mike McCarthy has been washed up for years. I mean, he sucks in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. If you didn't watch the FCS championship game last night from Frisco, Texas, you missed college football at its finest. I am not kidding. North Dakota State jumped out to a big lead, then held on to nip previously unbeaten Montana State 35-32. Came down to a failed onside kick. The Bison now have 10 FCS titles. The next closest school to them with 6 is
Arizona State.
They're the big guys.
Big
the
guys.
FBS.
Oh, that would be Montana State.
Local.
Georgia State University.
I wish, but no. But you're very close.
So how about...
they tried to steal the GSU, but have failed miserably because Georgia State is the real GSU.
Not Kennesaw.
Why would Kennesaw have GSU?
I don't know.
Who else has GSU in the state of Georgia?
Georgia Bulldog. Let's see. The Georgia Savannah College. Georgia's. Let's see. The
Flounder.
Georgia State University.
Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern.
It's just slow.
He already said Georgia State, and I mocked him repeatedly.
Yes. Well, Flounder's in the back. He doesn't have.
That's
to.
true. He was.
It's not his fault.
Things to do. He's got to pick up milk and eggs.
He's got girls to talk to. I guarantee.
Am I right?
Poor bastard.
Am I right? Okay. As a reminder, we still have to remain vigilant because the COVIDiots are still out there.
Yeah.
According to a brain-dead federal judge, Washington State was justified in firing Nick Rolovich as head football coach because he refused to comply with the state's COVID-19 vaccination requirements.
God, sue him.
He sued the school following his dismissal midway through the 21 season. He claimed as a Catholic, he was exempted from the state's useless and dangerous vaccine mandate. But U.S. District Judge Thomas Rice ruled yesterday, the coach had no basis for refusing the non-vaccine on religious grounds. And get this, Washington State also claimed the incident damaged their reputation.
Oh, my God.
Forcing employees to get an untested fake vaccine that causes more harm than good that turned out to be nothing but a pack of lies from the government and Big Pharma. And Coach Nick Rolovich has been proven right to tell the school to go jump in a lake, but he lost the lawsuit because of a stupid judge. Rolovich is now an offensive specialist for the Cal Bears, who seem to have no problem hiring him. I don't know if he ever got the thing. I hope he didn't.
Wow.
I hope he didn't. The Hawks visit the Jazz tonight, and Dikembe Mutombo honored with Sports Illustrated's 2024 Muhammad Ali Legacy Award for Humanitarianism. The Hawks legend and NBA Hall of Famer passed away from brain cancer last September at the young age of 58.
Yeah.
Texas State beat North Texas in a bowl game last week, but then the Bobcats made a huge mistake. Texas State hopped on X Monday afternoon to brag about the team's record 2.84 grade point average.
What's that, C minus?
Well,
D plus?
I mean, not even Arizona State would brag about something like that.
Oh, my God.
You don't have to be a student at Texas State to realize that's not very good. But thankfully, everyone on social media has taken it in stride.
Oh, they have. Or
Cammy tweets, weird flex, but C's got degrees, I guess. Spanky says, is this a parody account? Texas State has turned off the comment section on Twitter.
I could imagine that. Good,
Happy 28th birthday. Obviously, you did not have this gentleman on your list.
Not yet. Go ahead.
Ozzie Albies, Braves second baseman.
I did not have
28
Congratulations, boy. How's he doing? Is everything okay? We're going to look forward.
Oh, yeah. He'll be in fine.
Shape, right? He's good.
He'll be in fine for spring training. Everything's going to be fine. He's going to be great.
Outstanding.
Just stay healthy for a full season, Ozzie. That's all we're asking.
Absolutely.
That's all we ask him. Today in sports history, January 7th, 1915, the Yankees acquire a man from the Tigers off waivers. This man would anchor first base for the New York Yankees for a decade, until Lou Gehrig shows up, and this guy get a headache and missed a game, and Lou stepped in. Who was? Don't you look up on your phone?
No, I'm looking up my thing that I wrote down for you, but it had nothing to do with that.
For what Jay has in the box.
Let's see.
What was the man's name that Lou Gehrig replaced?
I used to know this.
It's basically
Famous.
What you say when someone gets replaced at a job.
Yeah, he was. I know he was.
Oh my God!
I know.
Wally Pipp. He was a damn good first baseman.
Pipped. Yeah, he was. Yeah. But he had a headache. Was it a headache or a head injury or something? He felt bad or something.
I think he had a headache or I forget what it was. He took himself.
Yeah, never got
1985. Lou Brocken, former Braves knuckleballer reliever. Elected to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know his brother.
Former Brave, played for lots of teams. Orioles. No hit the Yankees one day as an Oriole.
It's not coming out.
Knuckleballer.
Phil Negro.
No,
the guy played
before
for the
him.
Oh God, I know.
Hoyt
Wilhelm. There you go.
Hoyt Wilhelm.
Hoyt Wilhelm.
Absolutely, very good, sir. There's sports.
Well, no, it's not quite sports. Actually, we have a little bit more. 5:49:29, and I can't. Now I don't. Here we go. A couple of quick things here, Pete Davis. On this day in 1992, the Texas Southern University's marching band was with the team, and they were in Japan to play the halftime of an NCAA game the previous day. Texas Southern Band, University Marching Band in Japan, and they got caught stealing $22,000 from Japanese merchants, which was not that good. Also, in sports, birthdays include that naughty little Natalie Gulbis, the pro golfer chick. Oh my God, she was she was one of the early sports knockouts. There were 3 or 4. Laura, what's her name, and the little blondie girl who got an alcoholic and then get. But anyway, Natalie Gulbis was one of the latest ones. 42 years old. Also, Michael Sam, the first openly gay player in the NFL, didn't work out too well, but he said he's 35. Michael Sam.
We've got a breaking story here.
Johnny Bench 78, Larry Bird 69, and Terrell Owens 52. What do you got?
Arizona State star quarterback Sam Leavitt has signed a new deal with the Sun Devils, so he's coming back for $3 million. Now, that's how college football's changed. They're signing deals.
When you said that, I thought he was going to sign a contract, and I thought, wait a minute, he's still in college, and oh my God. Well, there goes. Here we are. Oh man!
There's a school up north somewhere, I think, that is going to actually pay the players from their paycheck. They're not going to do the NIL. They're just going to pay them.
Why not? I mean, that's what. It's same thing. What's the difference? Whether they focus it through the. Oh my God! Anyway, 5:30. Kim Pete and Flounder. Oh, we got so much more here. Look out!
New year, a new president, and a new approach for America. Extra 106.3 will be with you every step of the way in 2025 with the local and national voices you trust the most. Atlanta radio legends who've been with you for a generation and the worldwide resources of Fox News bringing you the latest. We are proud to start another year as the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra 106.3 app.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Look out. I think your health insurance premiums just went up again. Hey, it's a Kimmer House going. Hey, I got great news. If you're tired of those skyrocketing health insurance premiums, introducing Trump Care. If you're healthy and self-employed, small business owner, close to Medicare, even on a COBRA plan, Health Insurance Doctors got you covered. How about saving up to 60% on annual premiums with Trump Care plans? Nationwide PPO network. Let you see any doctor, any hospital, plus 0 deductibles, no co-pays. The best part, plans are available year-round. No more open enrollment, no hard-to-get subsidies, no IRS penalties. Oh, guess what? It's free to you. You don't have to pay them to do it. The Health Insurance Doctor for decades, proudly serving the Metro Atlanta area. Thousands of happy customers. Here's a free number to get a quote, 678-523-0759. Visit healthinsurancedoctor.net. Here's the number again. Again, there's no charge to you, 678-523-0759. On the web, healthinsurancedoctor.net. net.
Military veterans are eager to transfer their skills and experiences to civilian life, but lack trusted connections to expedite their path to success. The civilian world can be confusing, and veterans do not need to journey through it alone. When you reach out to the Warrior Alliance, we will guide you to the best-in-class resources that can lead you toward renewed purpose after serving our nation. Find out why thousands of warriors have found success after service after engaging with the Warrior Alliance. For assistance, go to thewarrioralliance.org or call 404-210-1776.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on this station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Close your eyes and I'll miss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true.
It's the Kimmer Beatles.
And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day and I'll send all my loving to you.
The name of the song?
I'll pretend.
All My Lovin'. And the Beatles recorded this on this day in 1964, along with 6 other songs, to be on the BBC radio program Saturday Club. 1964, they recorded All My Lovin', Money, The Hippie Hippie Shake, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Roll Over Beethoven, Johnny Be Good, and I Want to Be Your Man. The show to be broadcast a couple of weeks later while the Beatles were in America in 1964. Boy, do I remember the impact they had in 1964 in America. 537, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder to the phones, taking priority. Douglas, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? What's up?
It's going great. Yourself?
Yes, sir. We're doing great, man. On the right side of the grass, nobody's shooting at me. So far, everything is in heaven. What, you got a question for Pete Davis, do I understand?
Not a question, but I'd like to tell Pete, I'm a longtime Falcon fan with him, and he really couldn't sugarcoat his comments. Just really say how he feels. I've gone through a lot of Falcon years, and I'm glad my TV, I don't have a brick near it when they're playing.
You know, the thing is, I mean, part of this obviously is that there really is thing. It does seem to be a Falcons thing that it just
they're losers.
But this last game, I'm freaking dying. I saw that number 7 running great stuff, making touchdowns. I saw that number 5. That guy's a freaking monster, London guy. I mean, they've got great players. They're doing scoring. They're making things. Oh my God! And for the Penix, for the brand new little boy, for God's sakes, and they should have created. I couldn't believe it. And then Artie Blank shows up on the sideline, and they lose in overtime. So I know. I mean,
well, you had the Smith brothers, and now you got Blank. What we need to do is get somebody that knows a little bit about football.
Well, I don't get it. How do you explain it? I mean, the tight end and the running back and the wide receiver. That's a package of 3 guys that you would think any team in the NFL with those 3 guys in particular would have a chance at winning most of their games. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, you got to have an offensive coordinator that knows how to call a game.
Yeah. And again, remember they weren't using those guys for several games. They weren't using them.
No, you need coordinators, both defense and offense, that are your friends and make for a nice, safe, little quiet work environment. You don't need winners or proven winners. No,
you need somebody to kick some ass or something. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for your info. We appreciate it. Again, it's horrifying that we just seem to be so
everybody
close.
still mocks the Smith family. You used to call them Clampetts and everything. Yeah. They both, Arthur Blank and the Smith family, have gotten them to 1 Super Bowl apiece.
Yeah.
The exact same record.
Yeah. Here we go. 5:40, Pete Flounder. We're going to play Donald Trump cut here and also Bill Maher here. Flounder coming up in a second. Cut number 2 with Donald Trump here in a second. Let's see. A quick birthday thing. Rand Paul, the Tea Partying senator from Kentucky. Rand Paul is 62 years old today. And Donna Rice is now Donna Rice Hughes, 67. Gary Hart running for president back in 1988. He couldn't stay away from this girl. He was caught having an affair. He dared the press. You follow me. See if these rumors are untrue. You follow me and see if well, they followed him and they caught her on was it Risky Business, the name of the boat? We caught with Donna Rice on the name of the boat. His career was over, presidential hopes, and she became an anti-porn activist now. Donna Rice Hughes, 67 years old. And one quick thing, and it's sort of a sports TV thing here. On this day in 1963, CBS uses newly developed Ampex videotape recorders to replay a 1-yard touchdown by Army quarterback Raleigh Stillweck during the Army-Navy game, 1963. Commentator Lindsey Nelson advised the viewers, quote, "Ladies and gentlemen, Army did not score again," because they replayed it, a 1-yard play on videotape, Ampex, brand new. Technical problems with the replay machine. It was the only replay of the game. The magnetic tape recorder at the time, in 1963, weighed 1,300 pounds, and there was no way to quickly rewind it to a precise starting point of what had been recorded. Tape counters were way too inaccurate. CBS sports director Tony Verna added the ability to insert audio tones at special points so the technicians could listen for those as they rewound it. The videotape of that game was not saved. The first one ever. Navy won 21-15. Anyway, there you go. All right, 5:42, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Donald Trump, wide-ranging news coverage today. He was saying that we're going to change the name of Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, Congresswoman from North Georgia, quickly tweeted her approval and says she's introducing legislation to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Also, Donald Trump was asked, cut number 2, Flounder, about whether or not he would pardon those in the January 6th business who may have struggled or fought with a cop. Here's cut number 2, Mr. Flounder, Donald Trump.
Police officers were injured by rioters on January 6th. Will you pardon anyone who attacked a police officer?
Well, the only one that was killed was a beautiful young lady named Ashley Babbitt. She was killed, and there was actually somebody else that was killed, also a MAGA person, but people don't give it 100% credibility. I'm going to find out about it, and we're going to find out. But Ashley Babbitt was killed. She was shot. Should have never been shot. She was shot for no reason whatsoever, In fact, they say that she was trying to hold back the crowd, and the crowd was made up of a lot of different people, so we'll see. But I will tell you this, the person that was killed was Ashley Babbitt. The other thing is,
her hair
when they
is so
talk, there was
tight that it
never
has to be
charges of
affecting her brain
insurrection or anything like that.
Oop, something else sneaked in there, Donald Trump. And again, don't forget, Ashley Babbitt was unarmed, an Air Force veteran. And, again, we're going to get to the bottom of that January 6th, I hope. Let's see, at 5:43. Okay, we'll play cut number one here. Bill Maher. This is incredible. Bill Maher had the guest on, that little snotty little now bald-haired guy from Pretty in Pink, John Cryer, from 2.5 Men. And he was even shocked Bill Maher about his liberal idiocy as Bill Maher was trying to explain to the left where they went wrong trying to elect Carmela Sidepiece. Cut number one, Flounder.
You don't want to talk about that politics at all.
Well,
I shouldn't, because I really started this podcast to get away from it. So you're right. I kind of f***ed up.
Yes.
But I don't know. Sometimes people say things that trigger me. And of course, we just had the election, and I feel like my conscience is very clear. I warned everybody about Trump, and then I warned them about what would get him reelected, which was stupid wokeness, which is what got him reelected. So I feel my conscience is very clear that I told you, and I told you, and I told you, and I lost fans for it. Lots of the super woke that like I'm not woke enough for them. Yeah, but like I think I had it right. Like, that kind of stuff is what lost the election for the Democrats. It's in all...
Maybe part of it? I don't know. I think a lot...
they have polling on it.
I think it's inflation. I think Americans hate inflation.
That certainly was
They hate
part
inflation, they hate riots, and they hate black women.
They don't
and they hate trans people.
Oh, God, John, we're not
Dude,
gonna...
they just spent hundreds of millions of dollars demonizing trans people. And that's disgusting.
Not women.
Okay, we shouldn't. Great. We don't have to.
No. And this, I have this kind of relationship with people on the right also who it's just going to take so long to even have this discussion. Mm-hmm. And I want, just like I would like to deprogram them, I feel like there's things that don't get in your bubble on the left that I would love to deprogram, but it's probably not the place to do it.
Deprogram, both sides.
Try.
Yeah.
if that's how you want to spend your leisure hours. Deprogramming Ducky.
Yeah, Ducky, John Cryer from Pretty in Pink. I just, here we go. And even Bill Maher saying, don't be ridiculous. What are you talking about? People who voted for Trump don't hate black women? Where would you even get the idea?
You know what? He's projecting. Where did he get that idea? Because he doesn't know anything about Middle America, or the South, or anything like that. So he got this hating black women thing from his own little circle.
It's their. Yeah, exactly. And you can't. It's even hard to try to break them out of it. Let them stay in there, but you leave us alone. If you want to stay in your little circle and go swim in your little pond, fine. But leave me alone, God. We're not going to change America for you, slime bag. 546. Our 5 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at Lee Brand Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by the store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrand.com. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 546 404 741 1230. Running out of time if you want to join us. Look out.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Lee Brand Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brand Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brand uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brand in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrand.com.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Join Braves Vacations for some exciting road trips to historic cities and ballparks during the 2025 season. Fans can enjoy 3 games at Fenway Park in Boston to watch the Braves take on the Red Sox May 15th through the 19th, or head to Wrigley Field for 3 games against the Chicago Cubs August 31st through September 3rd. Road trip packages include deluxe hotel accommodations, game tickets, exclusive events with Braves team personnel, unique excursions, select meals, optional airfare, and more. Visit braves.com/vacation to learn more.
Hey, it's Mike with Atlanta Painting Company. And this fall, we invite you to transform your home. Our expert team brings color to life with top quality paints and flawless finishes, and leading the industry with our color consultants. Whether it's a fresh coat of paint for one room or an entire exterior makeover, the Atlanta Painting Company has you covered. So, trust the local pros for reliable, professional service when you need to revive your home or business. Find us at atlantapaintingcompany.com or call us at 1-800-PAINTING. That's atlantapaintingcompany.com. The Atlanta Painting Company, the painters you can trust.
Who doesn't want a great smile? The world seems brighter because it is. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? You know, that's only one reason to see my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler at Atlanta Smiles. The other reason, of course, is to take care of your teeth, or they're going to make your life miserable. We all know that. But when's the last time you were smiling before you walked in the door like me? Because I know Dr. Dina and her staff are the happiest Kimmer babes you ever saw. We're going to fix me up, and I always take the gas. They tell me my best stories come out that way. And you can actually get a doggy right there, napping in my lap, a little doggy. I said, go ahead, work away. Dr. Dina's a Navy vet, ranked a master dentist, which only 1% can say. She's been doing veneers since before anybody even knew what that was. My first visit was 30 years ago. Cosmetic dentistry, cleaning, bridges, crowns, especially keeping your teeth and gums healthy to last as long as you do. Veterans automatic 10% discount. Just tell them when you call. Atlanta Smiles, 404-262-7733. It's atlantasmiles.com. Your new smile's waiting for you. atlantasmiles.com. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Ask for the doggy. atlantasmiles.com.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
550, Kimmer Peyton Flounder, 1965. Rock Around the Clock. Bill Haley and the Comets entered the British chart for the first time. Often called the biggest selling vinyl rock and roll single of all time. Rock Around the Clock, Bill Haley and the Comets, sales of over $25 million.
I screwed up. I should have played another song, so we'll play that right now.
Okay, you want to do it right now? Go ahead.
Spin in the hits.
Well, I'll do a quick history thing, and then give you 10 seconds. On this day in 1714, Henry Mill patented his new invention, the typewriter. And by the way, this is a Flounder's history guy. He wrote this following sentence: and your kids will most likely never even use one. And that's all I use at home when I'm working at home, is I type my IBM Selectric 2, I think. Also, this is weird. 1913, William Burton received a patent for his method of manufacturing, quote, magic moving potion, bought by Standard Oil. Magic moving potion was gasoline, and he received the patent on how to make it in 1913. Let's see, I do one more quickie here. I got it right here with the thing. You may have seen you Google it if you haven't seen it. It's called the Blue Marble. On this day, 1972, the first full-color photograph of the full planet Earth taken from space by Apollo 17. One of the most reproduced images in human history. It looks like a blue marble, and that's what they call it, dangling in space. The flight was the last of the NASA moon landing missions and the last time humans have set foot on the moon. 1972. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Flounder, if you will. A little Peter, Paul, and Mary. And This is a very special song for me for one reason or another. But as we tell you, the passing of Peter Yarrow, part of the legendary Peter, Paul, and Mary folk trio. Best known for the iconic Puff the Magic Dragon song, Peter Yarrow died at 86. He had bladder cancer. Embroiled in controversy, he was sentenced to jail after a couple of young girls, a 14-year-old and 17-year-old girls, showed up at his hotel room looking for an autograph. He showed up, answered the door without any clothes on. He had the 14-year-old girl basically get the dragon out of his cave and spitting some fire, and that was wrong, and he admitted it and said, I just got screwed up there by an error of indiscretion, and I was one of the people who got nailed, and I was wrong, and I'm so sorry. Went to jail for only 3 months. Paul Stuckey was the other guy. He's still living. He doesn't say his age here. Mary Travers died at the age of 72 about 15 years ago. And the trio called it quits in 1970. But the lyrics, the fairground was crowded, and Stu Ball was there, but the betting was heavy on the bay and the mare. And then he says, well, let's do this one more song here, and then I'll stop there. Here we go. The betting was heavy on the bay and the mare, way up yonder.
Prancing and a dancing, my noble Stu Ball.
Up there ahead of them all came a prancing and a dancing, my noble Stu Ball. When I got divorced from my starter wife, who I still love to this day, Hoppo, I bought a horse, and he was a horse, a dun buckskin, 16 hands. A dun buckskin has like a racing stripe down his back, and he had 2 blue eyes. And much like the Kimmer, and I called him Stu Ball. And I put a brass plaque on his stall, and it said Stu Ball. And the girl, it was all girls. All stables are all women. There's no guys anywhere, basically. It's all chicks. And they were saying, well, you can't name that horse Stu Ball with a thing on the side. And I said, well, yes, I can, for a very good reason. Because ahead of them all came a prancing and a dancing, my noble Stu Ball. The next line is, I bet on the gray mare, I bet on the bay. If I'd have bet on old Stu Ball, I'd be a free man today. And I called my horse Stu Ball because, don't give up your faith. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. My girls loved that horse, too, Stu Ball. We had more fun with that silly thing. Yes, sir, Flounder.
Real quick. We got one more caller. Dave had another question for Pete.
Hey, Dave, you're back again. Welcome, sir. What's up?
Thank you. Life is better when Kimmer is on the radio.
Oh my.
But anyway, hey, Pete, if the Clampetts, or the Smiths are the Clampetts,
yeah,
then Arthur Blank is the Clampett City Slicker cousin.
He's the Drysdale.
The banker in Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, because he's a little more urbane, but when it comes down to it, he's still a bumpkin with money, and it's time to move on.
Well,
time for a new owner.
I knew something.
He's incompetent as an NFL owner. He's proven it over and over.
Why isn't it possible that he can just say, okay, I'm just going to watch the games from now on and hire somebody to be a kick-ass guy to take care of things? I mean, my God.
He's been on the sidelines and they've won, so that's not exactly always.
Well, that's still. Anyway. Well, Dave, thanks, man. 557, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. I'm going to save this. I'm going to try to read a little bit of it sometime, maybe on Friday. There's a guy named Martin Gurry, writes for the New York Post. He wrote an editorial piece called Why We Must Expose the Criminal Fraud of Those Behind Biden's Disastrous Presidency. And it's too long to read the whole thing, but I've highlighted a couple things you need to know. And the bottom line is historic events, Russian invasion of Ukraine, Hamas program based in Israel, slaughtering Israel, and Biden wasn't there. Swarming the Mexican border, flooding our urban centers, costing billions of dollars, and Biden wasn't there. On and on and on, Biden wasn't there, and somebody's responsible for the reason he wasn't there, and we need to hold them accountable. I'm telling you, this is a great article. It's a New York Post, Martin Gurry, Gurri, printed last night or this morning. I got it from this morning, so, and I'll refer to it more later on, but anyway, just a freaking remarkable. Flounder got him kind of flucky, it's Nucky's Hoagies and the Subsisters.
A lot of misconceptions about homeschooling. I remember when I went to public school, all the kids were like, man, man, that would be awesome to be homeschooled. You could just sit around all day and watch TV. And I'm like, no, actually, it's a lot of work, like vacuuming. We used to have the homeschool word problems, like if a room is 20 foot by 14 foot, what's the square footage? And how long will it take to clean it? Show your work, start in the kitchen.
Who's that there, Flounder?
Mr. Seth Noor.
Seth Noor. Oh, my goodness. Rather bizarre story in the news that happened in Ohio. A guy named Brandon Wilson driving his car across the street to his mother's house. The police pulled him over in this little town in Ohio, 9 o'clock at night, had his 5-year-old son in the car. He had expired plates. A cop made him get out of the car and put his hands up. His son got out of the car, put his hands up. The son was 5. The cop was asking the kid, went to the child and was looking in the kid's pockets and said, Dad didn't give you nothing, right? And the father says to his son, put your hands down. He says, what are you doing here? He said, go into my son's pockets. You shouldn't be touching him at all. And he said, and so they brought a canine dog and searched his car. Of course, there was nothing in there. I mean, the whole thing just started going nuts. 5-year-old boy says, did your father give you anything? I mean, this is unbelievable.
Kimmer, that happens all the time where they put the stuff on the kids.
Well, I don't. I really, is that enough? If you pull over a guy for a traffic ticket, you investigate whether his son's got anything in his pocket?
Only if you think he's doing something.
Well, he was driving across the street. He was going 100 yards anyway.
Was there a ditch in front of him?
Coming up, give her Pete Flounder. I got to go. You're killing me. Sing me home, Christine, you beautiful knockout on the radio. Hump day tomorrow. Herb and Herb. Look out. There we go. Stand by.
The Kimmer Show is back every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. only on WFOM Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3 FM.